magnificent clutch performance, Walt Clyde Frazier.
This Clyde basketball, he let us play with it.
I want to talk to the legend.
Once you learn words, you can kind of rhyme, become like a rapper. You can kind of rhyme anything that's going on.
So what you saying?
They're dishing and swishing.
What?
Penetrating,
It's
creating.
my Clyde. I'm fresh to death when I dress in my Frazier. I'm tailored with the suit and tie. Player. From head to toe, man, I'm so clean. Balling out, looking like I'm on the Knicks. I'm mean. I'm 365, fresh fly with different gear. Clyde, what that mean? Different outfit every day of the year. Frazier, I'm the one that bought the G when they made the Q. You get it? That's another suit. Them Taylor shoes, my Knicks logos, colors orange, blue. That first NBA player that brought the rolls through. Fedora on when they label me the style guard. That MVP all-star playing point guard. 1975, you better check the ride. With no Taylors or Nikes, I had the Puma Clydes. I'm custom made, living like the NBA pro man. I stay fitted, get Victor, I need some more hands. My dress code stayed normal like a fashion show. So when I step on the run, I gotta walk slow. So daddy cool when I move in a slow rush. And my closet side look like I stepped on the city bus. This my Clyde. I'm fresh to death when I dress in my Frazier. I'm tailored with the suit and tie. Player. From head to toe, man, I'm so clean. Balling out, looking like I'm on the Knicks team.
Walt Frazier? Who's Walt Frazier? Oh, Clyde. Nobody calls him Walt. You know, everybody calls him Clyde.
Yep. Here we are. We are back, folks. Let me fix my green screeny thingy here. You know, I'll be off a little bit with the location. All right, hold on. There we go. Anyway, hope y'all doing good. Happy Saturday to everybody. What is happening? Appreciate y'all. Shout out to my guy Jay Boogie. Once again, he had that song Frazier. He finally put some visuals to it just in time for Clyde Frazier's birthday yesterday. Shout out to the one and only Clyde, Walt Clyde Frazier. Happy birthday. I believe he's 79. Yeah, man, unfortunately we didn't have a show yesterday, so I couldn't play it yesterday, but we'll play it today in honor of Mr. Walt Clyde Frazier. And shout out to my guy Jay Boogie once again. Appreciate you, my brother. Dope joint. I'll play it again towards the end of the show for those who may be here and may have not witnessed it to start the show. So, but yeah, man, definitely a dope track. Shout out to my guy Jay Boogie once again. And what's going on, Knicks family? Appreciate y'all. We are back. We are here. Thank you for tuning in to Know the Ledge. You know what I mean? Where I talk y'all off the ledge if y'all on the ledge. Because some of y'all might be on the ledge after last night's game. I don't know. Yo, man. Tell you. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Oh, that was a tough one. Oh, that's the worst type of one. If there's a game style or a style of play that the Knicks might, do that is my least favorite, it's the take a half off or take a quarter off thing. And it always comes back to bite them. Sometimes they get lucky. But it kind of makes you think, like, when will they learn? You know what I mean? It happens. I heard that they did a lot of traveling. They might have been a little, jet lagged or whatever and stuff to get going. It might have taken them a little while to get it cracking, but it's that whole thing, man. You cannot take a quarter off. And if you take a quarter off, that's one thing. You can't take a half off. When you take a half off of basketball, this is what happens. You run into these type of issues and you have to fight to get back into the game. And the other team is still trying to put the pressure on you and still trying to run up the score. It's a lot of work to come back into a game. And mind you, the only reason why I think the Knicks had a chance to come back into the game is because of San Antonio. And San Antonio is really not a good team. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But without further ado, let me do the huge. Let's check out the weather, see what we got going on. Oh man, we'll take it, folks. High of 58 degrees today. Right now, it's currently 51 degrees in the New York area. Let's go. We'll take it. We need a little something. They got some rain in the forecast, but that's not until like late tonight, like 12 a.m. So right now, it's straight. It's a beautiful day. You know what I mean? Get your fill of Know the Ledge and then go out there and have some fun. Enjoy yourself. Go to brunch or something or late dunch. I mean, early dunch, whatever they want to go. Whatever. I don't know. Go do something. Anyway, shout out to everybody. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in and rocking. Let me see here. Shout out to those who may be viewing on Facebook. Excuse me. Also to those who may be tuned in on Twitter or X. Let's shout out the chat, see what's popping. Shout out to my guy, Walter Blackman, as always. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Andios is in the building. Salute. Double A is here. Come on, man. The double one, man. Let's go. What up, Double A? He said, one love. What up, chat? Big Ron. Hero ball never prevails. Stop it now before it destroys our chemistry. No need for 47 shots. Gunning at its finest, Big Ron. Well, I'll be honest. I might have a little different perspective on this, Double A. In hindsight, yes. And that's not the way you want to play. But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I see where you're going, and I know you're not the only one who feels that way. I saw, I was on X or Twitter last night watching people comment, yeah, I know there's some feelings about it, but we'll talk about it. Let's see. Dwayne Dennis is in the building. What's good, brother? Appreciate you as always. Hope you're doing well. Will Salkin is in the building. Happy Saturday to you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. David Smith is here. Salute, David. Hope you're doing good. Always good to see you. Louisiana Knicks is in the building. What up? Hope you're doing well. Andios thinks that joint was fire. Club banger. Hey, yeah. Yeah, Jay Boogie did his thing on that one, man. Don't give Jay Boogie no time, man. He'll put something together. Dwayne Dennis said his favorite player of all time is Clyde. Oh, nice. That's dope. Walter Blackman, we should not have lost to a team that only won 17 games. That's a fact. It's true. Sometimes it happens, but it shouldn't have happened. Cool, Clyde. Yep. What up, Johnny Davis? Salute. What's good? Appreciate you. Walter says we need consistency from our bench. That's a fact. They did not look good yesterday. They just didn't have it. Let me see. He also says, I don't see Randall coming back, and I'm worried about OG. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. Last night was crazy. Dwayne Dennis says, no reason to be on the ledge. We have the playoffs ahead of us. We do. It's only one game. It just stinks because that's the one game we definitely should have won. But it is only one game, guys. And sometimes you know how the Knicks do. They make up for it with a bad effort against a bad team. Then they have a great effort against a good team. So let's no panic. Let's let them do what they do. Johnny Davis said, wish Mitch could have broke Wemby up. Yeah. So the thing about this is I was talking on Morning Brew Sports yesterday. Shout out to all the guys over there, Jerry, Eddie, Hector, Jigga, Phil. And please support them if you haven't already. And my feeling was the Knicks were going to win the game last night, but I thought San Antonio might come to play. And I also thought that Wemby might be possible that Wemby has a Wemby night. You know what I mean? Because the last time we played them, I remember he didn't play well. It was thanks shout out to Eddie it was his debut at the Garden. I think it was Eddie who reminded me. Yeah. It was his debut at the Garden, and he didn't, with the bright lights and stuff and the pressure of just trying to perform at a high level, he just didn't have his greatest game that day. And Mitch played him really good as well. But then last night, Mitch is still coming back. He's still getting into shape. Mitch is a little bigger than he was before. You guys notice Mitch looks like he got a little extra weight that he might need to shed. I don't think he's going to be able to shed it now because, there's not enough time. So he's got to play with that weight. But he looks a little bit bigger, slightly bigger out there. So, yeah. And Wemby's a stealthy, quick type of guy, linky, but he can move a little bit. And yeah. It showed. There was that point where Wemby hit that three in the fourth quarter late, and they set a screen for him, and Mitch didn't fight through that screen. I'm sure he was hobbled a little bit. We saw that he was favoring that ankle when he came down after that alley-oop try. And once again, guys, see what did I tell you guys before? What have you seen when you watch this show that I've told you the Knicks have gone away from throwing a lot of lobs to Mitch because he gets hurt? What happens? They threw 2 lobs to him. The first lob, he didn't hit it. The second lob, he goes up, he comes down, and all of a sudden he tweaks his ankle or whatever he tweaked. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why the Knicks stopped doing that with him. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what's going on. I'll wait till I find out more. David says this game proves Knicks going nowhere if at least OG Anunoby doesn't come back for the playoffs. I don't know if I want to say that, David. You know why? Because the Knicks played really good basketball in that second half. They just played poor basketball in that first half. So for the Knicks, it's all about playing 4 quarters of basketball. I've said it 100 times already. I don't know what it is. Sometimes it happens. Like I said, this time around, they're saying, the traveling, maybe they were a little jet lagged because they got in late, all this stuff. It is what it is. Maybe that's the case. And so sometimes that's what does happen to teams that fly and they get late starts and then they don't get enough time to rest and really get into a regular routine. They start off slow and sluggish. So maybe that's what happened to the Knicks. But it happened, and the Knicks got to find a better way to stop that from happening, especially against a team like San Antonio. So many things happen in that game. We're going to continue to talk about it, but no. Shout out to JJ. He says, salute, Ron. Happy Saturday, brother. Really tough loss. Brunson could have used some help. Yes, he could have. Walter Blackman said we won't go far in the playoffs if we can't give Brunson some help. Yeah. David says only 9 games left in regular season. No news on OG Anunoby or Randall's status. Panic time? Nah, no panic time, because prior to that, we were just talking about how good the Knicks are playing, and they're in striking distance of winning 50 games without these guys on the floor. So no panic. We're good. They just got to get it together and play smart basketball and play 4 quarters. 4 quarters. I'm going to say it again, guys. All the Knicks got to do is play 4 quarters of Knick basketball. Just go out there, hustle, show the effort, and play that game, and you're going to see good things. You can't win all the games, but if they play that way, just the regular style of game that they play now, but for 4 quarters, you're going to see good Knick basketball, because this is a good team. It just is what it is. That's all they got to do. I make it sound easier than it is as a fan, because like I said, as a player, we don't know what they go through. We don't know the travel, all that stuff, the toll it takes on their body. We don't know any of that stuff. We just talk because we fans and we watch. But I'm just saying, in order to win these games, that's what they got to do. JJ said we need that second scoring option that can create for himself and others, and that's Randall. That's true. We do need Randall. Let me just say, do I think we could go into the playoffs right now and make a little noise? Yes. Do I think we can go far right now with this team? Probably not, because other teams are going to be, fully healthy, and the defense is going to ratchet up. It's going to be a half-court game. Things, whatever. All that stuff is going to happen, so it'll be tougher. The Knicks definitely need to get at least OG or Randall back. One of these guys got to come back for the Knicks to have a chance to make some noise in the playoffs. And if they get both of them back, then the Knicks can make some real noise. But one of them has to come back for them to at least, I think they need one of them to come back to at least get to the second round, in my opinion. Because right now, this team can beat a first round opponent, but I could also see them having some moments where they struggle because they just don't have that same level of firepower, continuity, whatever it may be. The C word, it's back, but they can still beat a first round team, though. Second round, a little tough because we're talking the second round could, depending on what matchup you get, which bracket you're in, your second round matchup could be the Celtics. Your second round matchup could be the Bucks. So yeah, yes, that's not an easy road. Margaret Edwards is in the building. Salute. What's going on, Margaret? Hope you're doing well. Okay, that interesting point. I'm going to star that, JJ. That I'll talk about it a little bit. Bag of Jones, what's good? Appreciate you. I'm going to star that as well. Hey, Lady in the Chef is in the building. Salute. What's good? Shout out to you and Diva Locks. Two Knicks Chicks is here, folks. Once again, if y'all haven't checked out Two Knicks Chicks, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Go check them out. YouTube content is fantastic. I think they got a show today. I'm noticing that I think they have a show that happens on Saturdays as well. So please show them some love and support and go to Two Knicks Chicks on YouTube and check out their content, man. Go send a like and subscribe over there. Ondio said, oh, wait, hold on one second. David Smith said, Brunson, phenomenal performance last night, scoring 61, but he needs help. Where are OG Anunoby and Randall? Only 9 games left in the regular season. Facts. We dropped, Ondio says, we dropped back to the 4th seed. Now, from here on out, we have to fight. I'm pretty sure they want the 3rd seed, but for me, honestly, just stay healthy. I hear you, but I definitely do think that 3rd seed is very important. At least let's get back to that 3rd seed. It's within striking distance. We were just there 2 days ago. So, or should I say yesterday morning. So let's get back there. We can do that, and I think that's the best route for them if they could do that. Shout out to Corey Lee in the building, one half of the 718 boys. Salute. Appreciate you as always, my brother. Please check him out tomorrow at 10 a.m. on the Blorange Tears Network with my other guy, Boulevard Bully. You know what I mean? So please show them some love. Yeah, listen to Two Knicks Chicks, man. Hit that like button. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Dwayne Dennis said the other night Dejounte Murray beat the Celtics and scored 44 points. Yes, he did. But keep in mind, he did it because there's no Trey, and he's the man over there. He comes to the Knicks. He is the second option right now. But OG comes back. He's another person that's going to get the ball in his hands. And if Randall comes back, then Dejounte becomes the third option. Does Dejounte want to be in a situation where you got the ball moving around to OG, Randall, and if Donte is hot, mind you, Donte wasn't super hot last night. He played okay. He wasn't super hot though. If Dante's hot, he's getting the ball. So that's another person that's going to get the ball and take touches away from Dejounte. Does Dejounte want that? I'm telling you guys, Dejounte Murray wants to be the man. All right. He was already starting to be the man in San Antonio, but they just didn't have a good enough team. He wants to be the man. He's showing you every time that he's out there. When Trey's not out there, look at the type of stuff he's doing. Dejounte Murray wants to be the man. Margaret Edwards says San Antonio had a game plan and it worked. Knicks has to stay focused. That's true too. I will say I'm gonna give them credit because obviously Popovich knows Thibodeau like the back of his hand, but plus he's a good coach, so he can game plan and scheme up something for the team to play well against another team. And they did great last night. But most importantly, they came to play and they played very good. And their shot was falling. They're not a good 3-point shooting team. They shot great from 3 last night. When a team like that comes out and they're ready to play and they're doing something they don't normally do, you're in for a long night. You're in for a long night. JJ says Wemby ate our centers. Yes, he did. I mean, but listen, if Wemby's in his bag, there's no team that's really going to do enough to stop Wemby. The guy is 7'4", 7'5". That wingspan, he don't have to stay inside. He can take you out on the perimeter. He can knock it down. He could put it between his legs and dribble past you and then do a stop and pop. You can't really stop a guy like that. You can only hope to slow him down. But it's just that he's so tall, you can't even affect. If Wemby was like 7 feet or a little smaller, the Knicks would have did a better job against stopping him because he's just smaller to the ground. They could do a little better job. He's too tall, man. Guys are trying to jump in his face. They wasn't really getting it. They wasn't affecting him. Yeah. Okay. I got you. No doubt, brother. Animal Lex is in the building. Appreciate you. He said Wemby throwing Brunson's 61-point ball into the stands, even though we lost, got me a little upset. I don't think, I know people said something about, I don't think that Wemby's not thinking about that. I'll be honest with you. I really don't think Wemby was thinking about, oh, this is Brunson's 61-point ball. I think Wemby was excited that he dropped 40 points and 20 rebounds and they got the victory. You guys already talked about they're not a great team. They've only won 17 games or maybe now 18. I don't know. Whatever it is. That's a big win for them. The Knicks are a good team, guys. I know it sounds weird, but San Antonio was really excited about beating the Knicks. That's a big win for that team. So I think Wemby was just excited. Not only was he excited that they got the victory in a close game, a real touch and go game in overtime, but he played phenomenally. So going off of the last effort that he did, he was just excited. He did a young move. I don't think he was anything. I think we're overthinking the moment a little bit. I don't think Wemby was thinking about that at all. So, but I hear you. It would have been nice if he didn't do it. And plus he's going to get fined for that too. So I don't think he was thinking about that. RD Barn is in the building. I don't think Randall is coming back this season. And do we really want him back for a game one of the playoffs? He needs time to get into rhythm. Yeah, that's fair. It's fair. I still think that if he's good enough to come back, they're going to bring him back regardless, even if they use him as a decoy just to start off. If you know what I mean, they're going to use him. He's going to come back if he can. Anna Grill is in the building. We lost because generational talent was super motivated and cheating refs. Oh, yeah, the refs. We'll talk about that too. Yeah, shout out to you, Anna Grill. John Smith, Brunson was going off. Shout out to you, John Smith. Appreciate you. Brunson was going off only thing happened yesterday was Deuce and company feed him. They had 50-50 chance at the end yesterday, and Tibs should have called timeout and had a play with an open shot. JJ says, Ron, will we get more than one hit today? Yeah, opening day didn't look great for the Mets, is what it is. I hear you, bro. David Smith said, if I had to make the choice between only one of Randall and OG Anunoby coming back, I chose Anunoby. Think Anunoby fits well with this team, however, having both is best. Facts? No, I mean, listen, if there's a choice, for me too, if there's a choice between getting Randall back and getting OG, I want OG because I just don't think Randall's going to be healthy enough. But if Randall was 100%, I don't know, guys. I might have to say Randall, just saying, because you'd be surprised the impact the second scorer makes, especially in the playoffs, because everybody's going to play good defense in the playoffs, or at least try to. So the Knicks will still be a good defensive team, but everybody's going to increase their defensive level because the floor shrinks, the schemes are different. So having good offense or as many offensive weapons really does help. I'm just saying if I had a choice, 100% Randall or 100% OG, I don't know. It's a tough one for me, bro, because Randall he has so many different ways to score. You know what I mean? I don't know. And when he's on one, sorry, I don't know. It's a tough one. Shout out to Bricks Nation. Appreciate you. Salute to all my diehards in the chat. Not gonna lie, that loss last night felt like a 3-game losing streak. Still feeling sick. I hear you. Jay from PR's in the building. Salute. What's good? APAP is in the building. Salute. Spurs got the Lakers treatment yesterday. Yeah. Nick D is in the building. What's good, Nick D? Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Let me see. Let me see here. Okay. My guy, Ajay, is in the building. Salute, Ajay. What's good? Appreciate you. He says, salute, Ron. That was also Wembanyama's game ball based on his highest score and rebound as a rookie. Let's not make a big deal out of it. We lost the game, so JB don't need to get the game ball. That's fair. I mean, that was a career performance for Wembanyama as well. It's fair. Shout out to my guy, 713 Gamer Fliga D. What up, Flame? Appreciate you, my brother. He said Mindhunter for president. Y'all don't know, Mindhunter is my gamer tag. You know what I mean? So anytime you want to get the beats, you know what I mean? I don't play 2K no more, but Sha Powers is in the building. Salute. Shout out to Sha, man. Knicks Real Talk in the building. My guy Sha and my guy Divine. Please show them some love. Support their show as always. This was a tough one, Sha. That was a tough one. Jimmy Henry is here. Salute, Jimmy. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Jay from PR says, I'm putting OG at the 4 and trading Randall for another two-way player, but that's a conversation for another day. Ooh. Okay, Jay. Okay, I see you. Kareem Grant is in the building. What up, twin? Salute. What's good, player? Hope you're doing well. PS, the refs suck. I hear you, bro. Ondios, Ron was good. What play? What system? Oh, no. I mean, I'm on PS5. You know, but I'm really. I mean, the only thing you probably could catch me playing, sports related, is probably Madden. I don't like NBA 2K. It's fallen off, man. I haven't liked 2K for the past maybe 4 years, 5 years, maybe. I just don't like what they do with the game. Every year they regurgitate the same thing, but they change it and make it harder for the average person to. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not these young kids. I don't go out there and play and hit you with 300 crossovers and all that stuff and dribble behind my back and off my shoulder. I can't do all that. I just go to play basketball. I like to cross you over, do my little mid range, knock it down, see if you can stop it all day. You know what I mean? And just play defense, regular basketball. Here and there, I might get a little flashy, some alley oops and a couple, crossovers like that. But the way these games are made, it's all about the park and all that stuff, and all of this crazy things. I don't believe in a 7'8" dude dribbling the ball up the court, dunking and shooting threes from all. It's just dumb. Now, granted, in real life, we seen Wembanyama do it, but they were doing this before there was even a mention of a Wembanyama. You know what I mean? So and everybody can't be doing it. You can't have a team full of these dudes. Yeah, 2K is just it's yeah, it's wild stuff. And then plus they got the pay to play stuff. You know what I mean? Making you come out your pocket. Nah, I'm not rocking with 2K. That's a young man's game, folks. Shout out to King Ribby in the building. What up, King Ribby? Appreciate you, brother. Hey, shout out to the Alt Man, formerly known as Steve. What's good, bro? Hope you're doing well. Always good to see you. Thank you for the generous super chat. He says, as much as I love what Brunson was doing, the final minutes of regulation and OT was bad basketball. The ISO Brunson froze everyone, no rhythm. Plus the ref's BS jump ball call was atrocious. Fair. And we're going to get into this. Good. It's fair. I agree with you. It's fair. I have a little more to add to it, a little, and maybe a little different, but I understand, and I think that's very fair. I definitely do. I definitely do. Ondio said you should try MLB The Show 24. I'm on that, and it's pretty good. You know my only problem with MLB 24, Ondios, and mind you, I'm just letting you know, I left Xbox to go to PlayStation because of MLB The Show and Uncharted. Those were the two games I said, these games are phenomenal. I mean, I'm talking about the first Uncharted. I was like, you know what? I'm getting myself a PS. Let's go. I mean, I'm talking about a PS. I think it was PS3 or PS2. I don't remember when Uncharted first came out, but whatever. I had a PS back in the day, but it made me go back. PS4, sorry, it was a PS4. I think that's when Uncharted first came out. So yeah, that's what made me make the switch. But I'll tell you, the only problem I have with MLB The Show, it's a great game, by the way. It's one of the best sports games ever. But MLB 24 is just like MLB 23, MLB 22, MLB 21, MLB 20. They can't do anything else to the game. It's so good, but every year the game is the same. All they're doing is changing the pitch meter, changing the circle thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing. I love it, but it's just no difference in the game. But it's dope. It's sometimes when you make something so good, it's why change it. But I don't know. My only thing is, if you're going to make a game that's that good, that doesn't need a lot of changing, the fundamentals, the mechanics all work, then you need more graphics. I'm ready to start seeing humans. You know what I mean? I need to see something. But it's a dope game, though. It's fire. It really is one of the best sports games ever. Bricks Nation said, I'm playing the demo for Stellar Blade, and it's awesome. Okay, I'll look into that. Check it out. I'm not really the gamer that I used to be, man. I got too much stuff going on, work, family, these podcasts, and in my other channel. Like, I'm really starting to really have a hard time playing games, I'll be honest. And it's weird because I'm so used to it all my life being a gamer. It's at that point. Maybe I'm at that age, y'all. It's over. It's over. I don't know. I mean, I still play Call of Duty here and there, multiplayer. I'm at the 450 maxed out level. You know, I play a lot. Well, my son does too. Anyway, all right, that's enough. I'm done. Okay. All right, I think I got through everything, y'all. Let's get it cracking. Let's hit the intro, get in here and start chopping up some topics. Let me put the invite out there. If anybody's out there that wants to join the show, get on the panel and chop it up. By all means, you are always welcome to. Once again, I want to shout out everybody tuning in. Thank y'all for being here. Smash that like button. Show your love for the show. If y'all don't know what it looks like, it looks a little something like this. Yeah, so please smash that like button. Show your love for the show. Thank you once again for all your contributions. If you want to donate to the show, don't say that, John. No, we can. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. No. Come on, don't say it ain't so, bro. I didn't think I was gonna be here, John. Come on, man. Not me. Yeah, it's happening. Gaming ain't the same, man. Gaming ain't the same. But I will say one thing. All right, I'm saying this right now. But y'all, people don't know, man. I'm a big Division guy. If y'all know the game Division, first-person shooter, one of the best first-person shooters ever. You know what I mean? At least Division 1 is. Some people like Division. I mean, I'm sorry, third-person shooter. I apologize. Thank you, son. My boy's all over it. Third-person shooter. I apologize. They're working on Division 3. If Division 3 comes out, I may be gone again. You may lose me again. I may be out there in them gaming streets. Because Division 1, I used to play that game every single day religiously. So if Division 3 comes out and it's good, I may be rocking again. All right. Okay, I'm done. Now, anyway, so that invite is out there. If anybody wants to join, by all means, let's hit the intro. We'll come back and chop it up and talk about that game last night a little bit more in depth and, you know, stuff going forward. You know what I mean? Because it was tough, man. I got to get over it. This is for me.
See if I know the ledge.
Yeah, because I gotta get right, man. I gotta get right. All right, let's get it. Oh, damn it. Y'all always catch me in my quiet moments, man. Always, man. I'm back. Where's Wiz where you need him to critique me dancing? Shout out to Wiz. All right. Let's get back into it. JJ said, nobody else was hitting shots. I was fine with what Brunson did. Bagger Jones said, no issues with Brunson taking 47 shots. Brunson is a dog. I agree. Brunson is a dog. You know, I know the ISO ball looked a little funky. And it definitely looked like it kind of helped to stagnate the offense, right? But Brunson was having a special night, folks, right? Brunson didn't even start off that well. He didn't hit his first couple shots. He struggled a little bit out the gate. Could you imagine? He finished with 61 points and he struggled a little bit out the gate. You imagine? This is what I want to say to the fans that don't like how, you know, things transpired with regards to Brunson taking 47 shots. It's a hell of a lot of shots. But it's not the first time Brunson has done this. Brunson did it earlier in the season, not 47. He took about 30 shots, 30 something. And he did it because in that game that we played, and I can't remember what game it was, but the Knicks had nothing. Right? The Knicks had nada. And so he wanted to try to do whatever he could to win the game. I wonder, was it the... No, I'm not sure. Because I'm thinking, I wonder if it was the Milwaukee game. You know, the game that fans was upset and got on Julius about when Julius kind of gave up on the play with like 48 seconds left in the game. I wonder if that's the game that Brunson went off and shot a lot of shots. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head, but whatever. Forget it. Let's forget it because I can't confirm that right now. But if you watch last night's game, right? What did the Knicks have offensively? What did they have? Let me pull up the box score. Let's let everybody take a look. Yeah, let's take a look, y'all. Share screen. Boom. Let me drop this down for a second. This is it, y'all. This is what we had. And I'm gonna go to the Spurs first. Just so y'all see something. Look at San Antonio, y'all. Julian Champagne, 12 points. Victor Wembanyama, 40. Devin Vassell, 23. Trey Jones, 13. Keldon Johnson, 17. Malachi Branham, 10. 6 guys in double figures. 6 guys in double figures. Scroll up to the Knicks. Brunson with 61. Josh Hart with 12. DiVincenzo with 20. Now, you might say, well, you only had 3 guys in double figures because Brunson took all the shots. So there wasn't enough shots to go around. So how could guys really get into a rhythm? How could they really have a chance to put up points if they don't get enough shots? That's fair. That's fair. What I would have to say back to you is the game. I was about to say a Tibism, y'all. The game shows you what you need to do or shows you how you need to play or whatever the hell Tib says. I'm going to get that down. And, in football, and when a team gets out to a big lead, it takes the other team out of their game, right? You might play a running team, like you might play a team with the best running back in the league, and y'all run, and he averages 100 to 150 yards per game. But if the other team you're playing gets out to a big lead, you go down 21-0 in the first quarter or something like that, your game plan has to change. You're playing from behind. You don't want to run the ball and run the clock out and take time away from your possession and have a chance to score to get back in the game. And if they put up even more points, then you're really forced to stop running the ball that much and only pass to kind of get, easier opportunities or quick chances to try to score in an effort to get back into the game. So then you can start running and playing your type of football again. That's what happened to the Knicks last night. San Antonio came to play. They were energized. They're young. They're athletic. They were shooting phenomenally, right? And the Knicks came out sluggish. They looked a little lethargic out the gate. San Antonio is one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the league. They shot 16 for 40, guys, 40%. So that's a combination of them shooting well and the Knicks not playing a good enough closeout defense, which goes to effort, right? They also shot 53% from the field. The Knicks shot 46%. 46% from the field for a team is good, guys. And they allowed San Antonio to shoot 53%. Back to the effort. You know what I mean? So basically what I'm getting at is San Antonio punched the Knicks in the face, right? Out the gate. Hey, take a couple of these blows. And they staggered us. Now, they couldn't knock us out, but they staggered us. And that is what took the Knicks out of their game. Because you're watching the game, you're a part of the game, and you're noticing that San Antonio is smacking us in the face, and we got no answer for them. Guys on the court aren't scoring. When Brunson wasn't on the court, guys, what did the Knicks do? You know what I mean? What did they do? And let's not forget what happened in the third quarter to start. San Antonio went on a 9-0 run. You know who wasn't on the floor when they went on that 9-0 run? Brunson. So everybody else on the team, that they got that's a part of this team that can score, or they get certain guys that step up. Nobody was doing anything. So the only person who had the flame, who had the fire, was Brunson. Brunson did what he had to do to keep the Knicks in the game. Was it ideal? No. Of course you want to move the ball. You want to run your normal sets and get everybody involved. But if you got a guy who is cooking like Brunson and he's keeping you in the game and he's hitting the shots, if he can continue to do it, then you got to let it happen. You know what I mean? And mind you, I know some people might say, yeah, but still it's 47 shots. He was on one. Yeah, he kept shooting because they were going in. And even at the end of the game, when they blitzed him and sent the double team, did he force the shot? No. He passed the ball to Deuce, who had a chance to knock down the three and win the game. And we went into overtime, I believe. Yeah. He could have shot the ball. He could have forced it up. He passed it to Deuce. I believe that was to go to overtime, if I'm not mistaken, unless that was in overtime. No, it was to go to overtime. I'm not bugging. Yeah, so I just don't want it to seem like Brunson is a selfish ball player. He's not selfish. He's just a guy we've never had before. We have never seen a guy like Brunson on this team. Hear what I just said. There's different guys, there's fantastic players out there. We haven't seen a guy of his stature, his magnitude, to come into this team, to have his skill set and be willing to do whatever it takes to win the game by himself. We haven't had that. So he's willing to take every shot if he needs to, or he's willing to get his team involved. If Donte was cooking, Brunson would have been passing the ball to Donte. The same thing. If Josh Hart was on one, he would have been passing the ball. These guys were all struggling and we were losing. We went into the second half down 17, folks. And I apologize. I'm thinking about it, and I said it backwards. I said that to start the third quarter, they went on a 9-0 run. I meant the fourth quarter. I apologize, guys. You know what I mean? The third quarter is where we went on our run and we started to cut it. No, the fourth quarter is what I was talking about, because Brunson started the second half. I meant the third quarter because he played so much in that third quarter. He scored, I think, 21 points in the third quarter. And then he started to rest towards the end of the third quarter, going into the start of the fourth quarter. That's when San Antonio went on the 9-0 run. So I apologize. I haven't looked at the chat, so I don't know if y'all said that, but I'm just letting you know I realized that I was tripping. But yeah, let me get that out of here. That's what happened, folks. That's what happened. Let me see here. Nick D says we have a big concern about iHeart's wrist and Mitch's left ankle. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Mitch. I don't know. That was wild. I mean, he didn't really do anything. He didn't step on anybody's foot. He just came down and his foot was a little bit twisted, a little bit to the side. So I guess that was just enough to give him some discomfort. Mitch is, I don't want to say he's fragile, but I don't know. Shaw Power said we just started slow, plus Vassell had his best game ever. Yeah, he played well. Rome from Far Rock, what's good? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen anything yet. So I don't know what the status is of Mitch or iHeart. I know iHeart looked scary. I was worried. I hope he didn't break nothing. I'm like, come on, that's not what we need. Jay just said we came out flat. Jay from PR says we lost last night because of bogey. Bricks Nation said, when is Bojan going to start getting buckets? Margaret said, Deuce Ken had played well. He needs to. Oh yeah, he didn't really have a great game. He and Margaret is saying he needs to be consistent. Right? Agreed. Jay from PR says Mello. Yeah. I don't know. You know, here's the difference. The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying about Brunson as opposed to Mello is because ever since he came here, Jay, I've noticed how Brunson plays the game. Like, and I said this last year, if you just watch what Brunson does when he's out there in the court, Brunson is one of those, he just tries to give you what he thinks the team needs. So what he watches happen, like, so when the Knicks were playing and say the Knicks went up by 5 points, right? If we are playing good defense and we're stopping them, Brunson would then take that time to come down and okay, let me shoot a 3 here to make it 8. Let's build, right? Let's put the screws to them and try to start building the lead so we can play comfortably. He's that type, right? And you could see he's trying to do that. Just like when we would play teams and it would be a back and forth and they would be on a run and they would be cutting into the lead or they would be beating us, Brunson would come down. Oh, we need a 3 here. We got to get back into the game. They're building the lead. If we started losing by 3, he would like come down, maybe shoot a 2 to try to get it, but if we miss the shot, blah blah blah. If they come down and score 6, then Brunson comes down, he's shooting a 3. He's not going for a 2. He wants to cut the deficit in half right away so that stop the bleeding. That's how Brunson plays. If you just watch his game, watch what he does when he's out there on the court. Notice how he watches what's happening with the score. He'll come down and do what he can do to try to help stop the bleeding. That's why I say he's different. I'm not saying Melo didn't think that way, but I've never noticed Melo or any of the other guys that I've witnessed play do it that way. Brunson intentionally tries to stop the bleeding or tries to extend the lead to kind of start building off of it. I think that's a winning thing that he learned at Villanova, and that's the reason why they were successful. And I think it's translated to him being in the NBA. So that's what I mean by that. Shout out to my guy Visions in the building. Salute. He said that game last night was all about sports betting apps messing up the game. When refs can have friends and family bet on games that they are working, Brunson should have had 15 free throws last night. That's another thing. I don't have the stat right in front of me, guys, but Brunson himself took 47 shots, right? I think he went to the line 6 times. Does that sound like Jalen Brunson and his game, how he likes to penetrate and drive to the lane? Do y'all believe he only got fouled 6 times off of 47 shots? Man, I don't know. Make it make sense. I don't get it. The Knicks outshot the San Antonio Spurs. What was it? 110-82. San Antonio went to the line 32 times, and the Knicks went to the line 12 times. Does that make sense to you guys? Mitchell Robinson got called for a jump ball violation in the late minutes of the game. Does that call make sense to y'all? Yeah, that's crazy. And not only did they call it that way, knowing that this is the end of the game scenario, they didn't even jump it up again. They just awarded the ball to San Antonio. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Yeah, I don't know. New Knicks City and Squad in the building. What's good? Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Please support them. You know, New Knicks is part of Organic Fanatics podcast. Please show them some love, man. Shout out to Jimmy Henry. AP says, looks like Deuce McBride is back down to earth. I won't go that far. It's just one game. And it was one game against San Antonio. So it's not like he went up against the best team and they locked him down. It's one of those games. It's just a game. I mean, and he's going to have those games. Remember, as much as we talked about how Deuce has made such great steps, he is still a young player. And he's doing stuff he's never done before. This is the best he's ever played because this is the best he's ever played in the NBA. So you got to understand that he's going to have nights where he just don't have a great game. It's just right now, it was just bad timing because other guys didn't have a good game either. But I wouldn't go too crazy with Deuce. It's just one game. Bricks Nation said we need to rest JB. He's going to be running on fumes for the playoffs. You might have some truth in that statement. I get Jimmy Henry says Mitch should rest some more. Well, I don't know. Whatever he did there, they've got to take it easy with him because I don't know. Teflon Don, baby, Teflon Don. Cam from the Kickback is in the building. Salute. What's good? Appreciate you. He said, big salute, Ron. Salute, SKF fam in chat. Tough loss. Not a great team game. 61 and a loss is never good. 47 shots is wild behavior. Do you feel a type of way about Wemby tossing Jalen's game? No. I think we kind of already talked about it before you came in. Wemby's not thinking about that. Wemby's excited because San Antonio beat a good basketball team in a close game. And he had a great game. He had a career game. So as my guy Ajay said, shout out to you, Ajay, once again, not only was Wemby tossing Jalen Brunson's game ball, he was tossing his own game ball because that was a career best. So yeah, I don't think Wemby was thinking about that at all. Why punch your game ball in the stands too? I mean, technically you would say it goes to Brunson, but it could have gone to Wemby on any other night. That ball would have been for Wemby. So why throw your ball in the stands? You know what I mean? Bricks Nation says rather be a 6th seed with a rested JB ready to rock from the 3rd seed and have JB running on fumes for the playoffs. I mean, the point is just to get in there and to be as healthy as possible to have a chance to make some noise. So I understand. I hear you. Sherwin's in the building. Good afternoon, fine sir. Hope you're doing well. Anna Grill, Melo does whatever it takes to score, not necessarily the best basketball play. That's fair too. And I agree with that. But that's why, going back to what I'm saying, when I see Brunson go do stuff, Brunson's calculated. Like he has a certain formula of the way he plays basketball. He sees what's going on and he tries to attack to do certain things. I talked about it last year a bunch of times. When I noticed how he was playing, I'm like, I haven't seen a Knick do that. I have not. I've been watching the Knicks since early 90s. I would say late 80s, but I was too little to really remember what I was seeing. So early 90s, I've been watching the Knicks, and I just never really saw a player on our team do that and be effective at it. You know what I mean? Other players might say, oh, yeah, we need a 3 here to kind of doesn't go in. And, I've seen JB do it repeatedly, like just give the big shots when we need it to sustain us. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, Brunson had to do what he had to do because nobody else was hitting. That's what it was. We were struggling, man. That was, I mean, if you listen, let's do this. If you take Brunson's points out of the game and the fact that he was on fire, especially in that 3rd quarter, we get blown out. So, I mean, then what are we talking about? Oh, Brunson shared the ball, but nobody can hit. And then we'd be talking about how bad everybody else is. We already talking about Bogey should have did this, or Deuce had a bad game. But imagine if they had more shots and they were still playing the way they were playing, still not hitting shots. It would have been blowout city. Brunson kept us in the game and gave us a chance to win. And I'll be honest with you guys, when I saw the first half score, I really didn't think the Knicks were going to win. I thought the Knicks would come back. I thought they would make it interesting, but I didn't think they would be enough. Like, I didn't think they'd have enough to get over the hump, because I said before, this is why I don't want the Knicks to go down by, double digits, take quarters off, because all the energy you have to use to get back into the game, it takes its toll on you. You're fighting so hard to get back into the game, to play tough defense, to stop them on their possessions. And then you got to score, right? But then there's going to be moments where you need a rest. You need a breather. And in those moments, all they got to do is hit a couple baskets and they're right back up with the lead, because they already got the lead. You know what I mean? They're just extending it. It's very tough to do. And like I said, they were lucky they were playing San Antonio, because you go down that much to any other team that has, that's playing good basketball, you're not coming back. You might get close. You ain't gonna get close enough to win. It was just bad. Yeah. The shout out to Brooklyn Butch in the building. Salute. The jump ball violation was killer, man. It was wild, especially at that point of the game. I couldn't believe it, yo. I could not believe it, JJ. The fact that they called it is one thing. The fact that they didn't jump it up again was another. I was like, what? Never. I've seen this year. I've seen some of the wildest stuff I've ever seen in an NBA since I've been watching with regards to the officials. I've never seen this much crazy stuff any year that I've watched basketball. And I don't know, maybe stuff happened, I wasn't paying attention, but I've never seen this. AP says Adam Silver and Vince McMahon are cut from the same cloth. Maybe, man, maybe. I don't know. Adam Silver started out great, like gangbusters. His first few years as a commissioner, I was like, this guy's great. I'm not saying he's bad. He's just not as great as he was before in my eyes, because you got to clean up this stuff, man. This is no good. Brooklyn Butch, the main reason we lost that game was allowing the Spurs to get into their offense freely. We usually would have deuce guard the ball carrier coming up the court, but their offense was too free flow. I mean, yeah, I agree with you, Brooklyn Butch, but I think it's even more simpler than that. Just contest the shots. Don't forget, the other thing that the Knicks do is they know their opponent, right? They know the San Antonio Spurs are one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the league. Early, they were giving them these shots to take, and the problem is they were knocking them down. And you cannot continue to do that and then not give that full effort, because once you start to get down, then they start to feel good about themselves. They build momentum and they get a rhythm going. Knicks put themselves in a hole. All you got to do is come out the gate playing solid basketball. Come out with the effort that you normally display. That's it. And you're going to win. If the Knicks came out and played the way they played in the fourth quarter, not the third quarter. The third quarter, they were scrambling like I don't want to, throw some crazy term out there. They were scrambling. They were all over the place, playing crazy defense, great offense, moving like Brunson was on one. I'm saying not, moving the ball, but Brunson was on one. But their defense was frantic, and they were all over. They don't need to play that level because that's a lot of effort. In the fourth quarter, though, that type of defense was a little less frantic, but it was still solid defense. That's the type of defense they got to play for 4 quarters. They would have did that last night. They would have won the game easily, because not only do you stop them from getting confidence and momentum. Once they get to a point where they're like, we're trying everything, we can't crack this, we can't get, because they're not the Knicks, right? The Knicks was down 17 and came back. But San Antonio, not that San Antonio can't, but it's they're not used to doing that consistently. You know what I mean? They don't have enough to say like we can do this, because they've only won like 17 games, so you can see that it's not consistent. You smack them in the face enough times for the game, they start to fall under the pressure, and then game's over. Knicks didn't do it. Knicks just didn't come out. They didn't execute out the gate, and now we're here. That's true too. Camp says, I agree. Don't think Jalen would have wanted the ball after a loss. He probably wouldn't have. I agree with that. Hey, there he is. Wiz BKLA in the building. Salute, Ron. He said, were you a solid gold backup dancer? Shut up. What up, Wiz? Oh, man. Hey, there he is, Soul Finger in the building. What's good, Soul Finger? Hope you're doing good, man. Once again, shout out to everybody here tuned in. Please smash that like button if you haven't done so already. Shout out to everybody who may be viewing on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Shout out to those viewing on Facebook, and shout out to those viewing on YouTube. We got 94 people watching. Please smash that like button if you can. If you're on X and you're watching, if you wouldn't mind, type in Still Knick Fans on YouTube, click on the show, hit the like button, and you can go back to watching it on X or Twitter. I just would like to hit, so you can come over and hit the like button so YouTube knows what we're working with, because this is where we put the show up. So they need to see we're doing some stuff over here. Okay, where was I? JJ says, I think Gobert was right when he was flashing the money signal to the refs. Could be right. Shout out to my guy Ronald Montalvo on Facebook. Appreciate you. Day one. You know what I mean? Thanks for showing the love. Appreciate you, brother. Let's see here. Paris Duggar. Thank you for the generous super chat. He says, underreaction. Tibs, he took starters out when he got the score back to 20 to 15. From 20 to 15. What is wrong with him? You don't put Bogey in when we needed to play D. Yeah. Okay. That's fair. But the problem is, Parrish, We talked about how bad they played in the first half, right? We talked about how much effort they had to use to get back into the game in that second half, right? That third quarter, you saw the defense they were playing to lock San Antonio down. You saw how running crazy and frantic they were on defense, right? You saw how much energy Jalen Brunson was using scoring. You don't think they were tired? You don't think Tibbs knew? That's the problem with a team when you play from behind, when you put yourself in a hole. You are going to make yourself even more tired. Now, you might say it's an NBA basketball game, it's 48 minutes. You still got to play the game. No, but when you're down, right, you now turn into the moment where you got to expend so much energy in a shorter period of time. It's one thing to play hard for 4 quarters, it's another thing to play super hard for 24 minutes and try to win a game expending so much extra energy because now you're fighting. Now you're like the defense is ratcheted up. Everything is that much more intense. That takes even more out of you. So would you want them to keep the starters in there and then get the lead? And then eventually he's going to have to take them out because if he leaves them in there and they're just playing that same level of intensity, they're going to get super tired. Then the shots, their legs are going to go. The shots ain't going to be falling. That's to the point where you get to the free throw line, you can't even hit a free throw. You're hitting the front of the rim on a free throw because you're that tired. I think that's what Tibbs was just trying to avoid. And honestly, it goes back to the other thing, Parrish. The Knicks can't win games if they don't get contributions from more than just Jalen Brunson, Donte DiVincenzo. Other guys got to step up and score. They just have to. We can't win if they don't. It's just too many points. Look how many points you need to win an NBA basketball game. If you're the Knicks, you need at least, with the way they play defense, they hold teams to under 100 points. So most teams get to 90 so that means you need around 100 points. If Brunson didn't score 61, say he took a regular amount of shots, maybe 20 something. Does he score 61? No. So maybe he's at 30 something, right? 30 something, and Dante's 20, and whatever you got from Josh Hart, because I think Josh Hart was the only other person. How much is that? We're talking, I'll be generous. I'll say 40 and 20, 60, and then maybe Josh Hart gave 12. I don't know what it was. I don't remember. 8. Maybe he gave 8. I don't. You win in a basketball game with those 3, and then with all the other guys not even giving you double figures, you add that up. That's not going to win a basketball game. Other guys got to step up and do something, man. Tibbs is just he's trying to do what he can to get he needs these other guys to do something because guys are getting tired. They're fighting hard to get back in the game, but he needs to have other guys step up. And it's not like everybody else who was playing was hot. Even DiVincenzo wasn't hot. He was playing well, though, but he wasn't hot. You know what I mean? So it's not like you could say, well, why are you taking Brunson, DiVincenzo, these guys out when they're all hot? They're not. I mean, DiVincenzo was 7 of 13, 53% and 50 from the 3, which is good. I mean, that is actually really good. But for whatever reason, it just didn't seem like a normal DiVincenzo game where he's looking for a shot and really, it just wasn't that. I don't know. I don't know what it was. It didn't seem that way. And before you say, I know some other people are going to say, but that goes back to Brunson taking all those shots. Brunson really went crazy in the third quarter. What happened in the first half, though? Where's all the other guys' contribution in the first half, right? I don't know. It's a tough one, but like I said, I'm not going too crazy about it, guys. We still had a chance to win the game. And that just shows you how good this Knicks team is, that they can take a first half off and still have a chance to win against certain teams. But it's just not the way to play basketball, man. You got to play 4 quarters. 4 quarters of, I said it, and I'm going to say it the last time. Well, I may say it more throughout the season. The Knicks play 4 quarters of basketball the way the Knicks play basketball. They are going to win more games than they lose. They have a chance to win every game they're in. They're a good team. Shout out to Billy Goat in the building. What up, Billy? Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Always good to see you. And y'all, please support Billy Goat and his content, whatever he's got going on. You know what I mean? Billy's a smart guy, man. I enjoy watching what Billy got going on, man. You'll find him, doing the damn thing on Twitter or X. CC, my guy, Cartagena in the building. Salute. What's good? Appreciate you. White Falcon is in the building. Salute, White Falcon. White Falcon says Brunson's shot decision at 12 seconds was not smart at all. Maybe not. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Maybe not. Billy Goat says I'd rather play Magic over the Pacers first round of playoffs, so I'm okay with the fourth. I hear you. Hold on. I got my guy waiting backstage. I'm gonna get him up in 2 seconds. Wiz BKLA says the 74 points in the first half was one dagger. The other was consecutive clear outs for Brunson's ISO that left Deuce cold. Then expecting him to hit a buzzer three was unrealistic. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Wiz. I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier. Deuce didn't have it, man. He was just not. He wasn't hitting shots. He wasn't hitting shots. And the ISO wasn't such a bad idea when you got a guy like Jalen Brunson, who is a really good ISO player, and he would, he was already scoring at a high level. Notice when they did the ISO, he scored, right? So I get it. It's not the best play to run, especially when you're trying to play team basketball and get other guys involved. But my whole thing is this game, guys were not doing it. So Brunson just took it upon himself. What's supposed to happen is, first off, let me ask you this, Wiz. If you had a choice between any player on the New York Knicks going one-on-one against any defender in the league, who's your favorite Knick to do that? Because I'm going to say Brunson, easy. That's the guy that I'm like, you know what? If somebody's going to go ISO and I got to watch him break down the opponent, I want it to be Jalen Brunson and his footwork. I want him to take somebody off the dribble. You seen what he did to Wemby, right? Little crossover, get him to the lane, stop and pop, back up, boom, hit the mid-range shot. He does that to everybody. Doesn't matter who's guarding him. So I would take my chances with that. Now, the point is, it's a win. It's not good for as far as chemistry and moving the ball to get other guys involved, but it's a win-win because Jalen ISO against any player, I'm saying most times is advantage Jalen. And if they try to send the double team, guess what that happens then? He somebody's open. He just has to pass the ball. But I hear you though. Let me get my guy up here. So Finger. What's good?
What's happening, Ron?
Hey man, hanging in there, man. A little disappointed after last night's loss, but it is what
I feel you. I feel you. I was last night I was talking to my man Alawaz and Ron Cleveland. We were talking about it. And beginning of the game, I listened to what you were saying. I'm up here on the clock, being bad Andy, putting a little OT for the day. But I was like, Ron sitting up there solo dolo, and I didn't talk to him in a minute, man. So one of the few Saturdays I actually got a chance to rap with you. But like I was saying, watch what you were saying, how the game started. You had that feeling. I had the same feeling too. Like, man, we're gonna take an L on this, man. The way we came out, that first half set precedence. But then, like you said, when you fight yourself out of a hole like that, and by the time you get there, you gas because you spend so much time to get to that point. And then trying to hold on is a whole different thing. The other problem I had, and I know a lot of other folk have been saying this in the chat. Those refs swallowed the whistle because it's kind of funny how it's kind of crazy how refs even set precedence of the game with the two quick fouls on Alhart, and then you hit Precious with fouls. And if you're a physical team and you've been able to play physical for so long, the refs are certainly letting you play. Now you think you can continue to play that way, then you get to playing now and they change it up. Now the players got to adjust. And then too, they look sluggish and slow. I don't want to think that they overlooked San Antonio was looking at the Thunder because that's a bigger opponent. But because they it was, they every night the athletes are good, but no, man, it's human nature. You could overlook somebody. I don't care how great you were playing, especially the way we were. The team's been smoking other teams, putting them in headlocks. And granted, we played some lower echelon teams, but that's what you need to get going. But
Right.
it was just an ugly, beautiful storm. I just, I shake my head, man. And it's been going like this all season. Not just the Knicks, of course I'm going to speak for our team, not getting calls, they swallow the whistle. But, Rudy Gobert get fined with $100,000. They get him for $100,000 for what he said. The man had a point. A lot of these players are saying that, man. The officiating these games this season has been really atrocious. It's been bad. It's been dumpster juice. It's just ridiculous. You seeing Brunson get hip checked, no call. You telling me when Mitch was down there getting those rebounds and stuff, he wasn't getting whacked? Hardenstein was down there, they wasn't getting whacked. But if you sneeze, bad breath, or fart in the direction of Wemby going to the line, the free throw disparity was horrible, man. You can't not tell. It's just you don't want to think that it's set up that way, but and I'm not trying to be crying about it, but man, come on, man, you got it on tape. When they had 28, was it 28 free throws overall? We only had 6. Was it some stupid number like that?
I think it's even more. No, I think it was even more than that. They had 32 free throws. And we had 12.
You had 12. Yeah, it was stupid, man. That was stupid. And I'm just sitting there watching them. So you telling me when it's not offensive foul when can't call his name, Vassell, he was coming down and he's pushing off like that. I thought you can't push off, right? Because this. I mean, I understand football, we can stiff on, but self-defense, no, stop,
Right,
whatever.
right.
But I'm just saying. So it was Phil Collins. It was an air night, man. It was in the air tonight.
It was in the air tonight. Let me get my guy in. I see it. You got another. I know he's out there doing something, having a good time. You can see him. He's in his I'm out here in these streets attire. What up, Hector? What's good, brother?
What's good, bro? I'm just out here at that casino, on a Saturday morning feeling good.
Hey, man, you know what I say?
Brother,
Always bet on black, baby.
hey, Hick up in there. Hey, Hick cleaner than he cleaner than the board of hell.
I've been telling you, I try to look like you on your worst day. I try to look like you.
Man, look, I'm gonna tell you, you in there, looking better than $100 bill up in that piece, partner.
Yeah.
See, Eddie, you better watch out. Eddie may get you for that blazer.
Yeah, that's what it is. I can't let Eddie keep upstaging me on these panels, so I gotta start dressing to impress like Eddie.
I see it. And I like the chapeau, my man. That's my thing right there. I always gotta have something on my head myself.
Yeah, man. It looks like you out there having a good time, man. I appreciate you jumping on to give a couple minutes of your time with your words. What you got going on, brother? What you feeling, Heck?
Even though we lost yesterday, it was a good outing by Jalen Brunson, 61 points. Yes, we would have rather our team win. The referees, that's another story for another day. But people need to start putting respect on Jalen Brunson's name. That man is the MVP. I don't care what nobody says.
Facts. I definitely, listen. Okay. All right. So I think, look, I mean, I spent about an hour, less than an hour, maybe 40 minutes talking about what happened, and then maybe about 30 minutes talking about Brunson and kind of calming people down, the negative side of it. But let's get back to the positive side of what took place. Jalen Brunson scored 61 points, y'all. That he made it look easy to me. Like, you know what I mean? I know it was 47 shots, and at the end you see it was 40, but when he was doing it, I was like, man, he is on one. He's hitting from everywhere. And even that's when you know you're in such a zone and you're feeling so confident. His 3-point shot was not falling early. His first couple baskets weren't falling early, but then his shot wasn't falling from the perimeter. He worked his shot he got in such a good rhythm that now he just had to come come back and pull from the perimeter and start knocking the three down, man. It was just incredible to watch. And at that level of play, knowing that the team is struggling, I got to do whatever I can to help, and I'm doing it. I don't know if y'all understand how tough it is to play under the bright lights, the big stage, when you got to keep putting up these shots and acting like you're the man, but you got to, I am the man. You see it going against everybody, crossing over Wemby, letting Wemby see it. Like, oh, come on, man. Brunson is phenomenal.
I just want to say, last thing before I get out of here, if you look at those words, MVP, the meaning is most valuable player. You remove Jalen Brunson from this team, especially in the absence of Julius Randle and OG Anunoby. We're not even a playing team if you take Jalen Brunson off of this team. You take Jokic away from the Nuggets, they're still a playing team. They're still going to the postseason. I'm not trying to take anything away from Joker. I think he's probably, if not the best player in the league right now. But Jalen Brunson's value to the Knicks is more value than what Joker is to the Nuggets, just because the Nuggets have so many other good pieces on that roster. I'm out, Ron. Appreciate you.
Hey, man, listen, have a good time. Whatever you do, stay responsible, but enjoy yourself, brother.
Be easy there, Heck. You know, Ron, I want to piggyback on something that Heck was saying as well, and what you said as well as regarding JB. You got to look at the fact that he's not above the rim player. You got to look at his size, and for him to be able to do what he does, come on, man. The little big man got the team on his back.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Why not? Why, but again, and it teased me off. It teased me off. Call it straight up and down for the man. Give him his respect. How many times we seen this man getting chucked? I mean, they hip tossing this man. It's like punching munchkins when he's out there and stuff. The man takes shots. He doesn't get his calls. However, you're giving, they gave, like I said, I'm just using last night. Wemby got a lot of calls, man. When you even glance at the man, foul. So Brunson, who was making his money in the paint, he's going down the line of the Giants, and he had them on rollerblades, breaking ankles, making them look stupid out there. And you telling me he's not getting hit, but he can't get a call? But that's not just that game. We're talking about the whole season. Let's look at that as a whole. Look at everything as a whole. The whole season. This man has been getting beat up. Even when he came off, it was a few games. Was it last month? He came out and you saw he had the black eye and he had to point to him. Oh, this is not a foul. So we get Brunson is something special, man. And we have yet to see. Because truth be told, he should have scored more than that if he would have got his calls. To be honest with you. So, and I'm disappointed in the game last night that we didn't get, because I wanted the W, but you know what? It's one game. And it was, but one game can have you here, one can have you here, but we still got other games. So can't look back. We got to keep looking forward. We play on Sunday, handle the business against the Thunder. That's all you can do now. Tibs said what he said. I like what he said in the press conference. You knew he was going to put it out there. So, hey, it is what it is. Team got to go out there and handle the business next go around.
Yeah. I mean, let me just see this real quick. Hold on. This is interesting. I'm just checking this real quick. Let me type in Knicks and see what it tells me here. 2 seconds, sorry, because that conversation kind of spurred something in me, and I was like, I wonder. I'm curious.
What's that?
What the record is for the Knicks without Jalen Brunson, and what the record is for the Nuggets without Jokic. I didn't realize Jokic missed that many games. So the Nuggets this year without Jokic he didn't miss a lot of games at all. I'm bugging out. They're 2-1. Man, Jokic plays every game, bro. So the Denver Nuggets are 2-1. Man. So they haven't really had a chance to play without him. So it's tough. Yeah. And so the Knicks without Jalen Brunson are 1-4. I don't know. Listen, we all know that Jalen Brunson, So here's the thing: is Jokic the best player in the league? Yes, but we know that Jalen Brunson means more to the Knicks than Jokic means to the Nuggets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how you can even you can't really.
You
We're
can't
talking about most
quantify it
valuable
in a
player,
sense.
like you know.
Yeah. It comes down to, some of it's gonna come down to more popularity for a lot of aspects, and then us being Knicks fans, we're gonna call, we're looking at our guy, what Brunson has done, and excuse me, Brunson should be, you got to put him in the talk. You gotta have his name in the conversation, not a glance, but an actual factual conversation about what he does, how he plays, because the thing is the man, just like Joker, he was a second-round draft pick. People didn't give him much of a shot.
Yep.
Oh, the Knicks were stupid for signing Jalen Brunson and blah, blah, blah. Oh, he's not living up to this. When we signed him, I was happy to get him. I saw what he did in Dallas because he was, when Luka went down, he was carrying him. And then Luka came back. And it was a different thing. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. Well, it ain't what it is. Let's just call it, put respect on that man's name. Give that man his props. That's what the league needs to give Jalen Brunson his props. Quit trying to downplay him for whatever reason. And again, we know certain media members have beef with the Knicks organization because you can't go in the locker room and interview the players or whatever. And, the Knicks organization is not going to let you do what you want to do like you do with everybody else. But don't penalize this player for being what he is. He's a great player. He's one, heck of a, I had to turn on the brain mouth filter. One heck of a player. So give that man his props, man. The little big man is out there balling. Give him his props.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. I think it's going to be very tough for Jalen Brunson to win the MVP.
Oh, yeah,
but I do think he should be in the top voting. He should be in the top
voting. But I'm gonna tell you now, Ron, he still has a better chance of winning it. He still has a better chance of running through hell and gasoline draws than winning it. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
But give him his props. He should be in that conversation without a doubt. Without a doubt, that man should be in the conversation. 100%. And what I'm gonna say now, I'm gonna have some people probably ready to run me off the net when I'm gonna say, especially because I know I was a hard Tibs. I was like, I wasn't the greatest Tibs supporter, biggest fan of him, but you got to put Tibs' name in the run too for Coach of the Year as well. They mention him, have him in the conversation. He said, well, why can't you? I said, you lost majority of your starting lineup, and you still able to get in there, get up to the third seed. Granted, we slipped down to the fourth, but the season's not over yet. But you're still a contender. You in the playoffs. You're gonna make the playoffs. You're still in there. You can have, I say, conversation. I didn't say he can win, but his name should be mentioned in conversations. You know what I'm saying? It's just, he's done a lot. He's done a lot with, you got other coaches, man, would be done. Really done right now. I mean, imagine, what you think, look at what we had in the past. What you think Fizdale would have done?
I can't even imagine. Fizdale, Mr. I don't run any type of offensive sets. You could go out there and play. No, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
So, you got to give them their props on that. So, for all these people saying what this and what that, just look at the team as a whole and be happy about what we are from what we were. We're going to make the playoffs. We're going to get there, and things of that nature. So, it's one game. Don't fall out. Don't jump out the building. Don't flip over tables and throw chairs and have fits and temper tantrums. It's one game, man. We got others to play. It went the way it went. You're gonna have those flat ones. There's no time. There's no need to be negative about things. That's one thing. No need to be negative. Just start being more positive about it, because see better days ahead, man. Because granted, I did get worried when I saw Mitch limping the way he did. And big shout out to Mitch for gutting it out the way he did. He came in. He's not in shape. He's got to play himself back into shape. But he's showing he got the heart of a lion, man. He got dog in his chest. So shout out to Mitch.
Yeah, facts. Shout out to Mets, Knicks fans. Let's go. Thank you for the generous super chat. Appreciate you so much. It says, salute Ron. Good game. We came back, came up short. If OG playing, we win that game. Yeah. I mean, I ain't listen 100%. I mean, look, guys, if we keeping it a buck, if Deuce had a better game, we win the game. If Donte was in a even more of a better flow, we win the game. You know what I mean? Like, there's just certain things that didn't happen. And I don't know what happened to Alec Burks. Was Alec Burks hurt?
His shoulder. It's something.
Shoulder?
I think his shoulder, I do believe.
Yeah, I don't know. Somehow I missed that because when I saw Shake in the game, I was like, okay, I doubt Tibs would just switch up and put Shake in there over Burks this fast. Like something must be going on. So I knew he must have been hurt, but I don't know how I missed it. But yeah, and you know, shout out to Shake. I mean, he came in. I don't know if he really did anything.
He gave Deuce a chance to breathe and reset. But
right,
you know, I would look at this. Our last two guys who got in the trade. You know, granted, Burks hasn't been what we, you know, the Burks of old. Granted, you know what we had before. You know, I always come mess around because you know he turned in the fourth quarter Jordan. You know, he ain't even been that at times. You know, however, his defense has been a lot better than what we got from Bogey and Bogey. Man, I was yelling at the TV, and I normally stay cool about things. Man, I was like, man, get him up out of there. Granted, I didn't know you had to put the man out there to give other players some, you know, give them a chance to catch the breath because the way the game was going. But good God, man, it's supposed to be C-man, C-ball. He turned his entire back and got hit with the backdoor cut on it one. I mean, man, they had him going in circles. You know, offensively, he's up and down. Man, I was frustrated with Bogdanovic. I was super frustrated with him last night.
I hear that. I
mean, it's not just going to say he's the whole cause, but man, we need more. Man, we need more.
I'm going to put a question in the chat, and I want to get you guys' opinion on it because I know that the chat is a little split. Not split, but there's some different opinions with regards to this. So I want to get your honest opinion about this chat. But I'm just like trying to figure out the proper wording for it. I know what I want to say, but you know, sometimes you got to put the question a certain way. Okay. Okay, I got it. All right, this will work. Let me see. So I think the question is going to be, would you rather have Brunson try to get everyone involved? How much? Oh, I don't got a lot of crap. That's the thing about these questions. They don't give you a lot of letters to use. You only get 100 letters. Or do what he did in the third quarter. Yeah, this is not the perfect way that I want to put this out there, but this is good enough. All right, so would you rather have Brunson try to get everyone involved or do what he did in the third quarter, which was score 21 points and keep us in the game? So that's the question I'm putting out there in the Q&A. Guys, please feel free to respond to that question because I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, I think that went. I've never done a Q&A. I've put polls up, but I don't know. It's weird. I've never done a Q&A. Let me see how this works. I hope everybody can see that. Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to give a shout out to my man Quiet Money. I see he up in the chat.
Hey, Quiet Money. What's good, my brother? Always good to see you. It's weird. Okay, so this question is there. Okay, so now I got to go back to the chat. Wait, so it's in a different section. I don't know. This is my first time, like I said, doing this Q&A thing. So I don't know. Do y'all see the question? Does it pop up for y'all?
It popped up it's at the top.
Okay, all right. No, as long as it's there, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
It came in, but it does. Yeah, it's up at the top.
Okay. All right, and so the answers are starting to come in. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that up for a minute, and then we're gonna talk about that. Let's get back to where we were at. So yeah, I just think that I think that's very interesting, man. I think it's one of those where we just have to kind of go. You know what I mean? Like, what can you do? You guys, it is what it is. If things were working out better in the first half, we would have seen a different game, style of play from a lot of guys, especially Jalen Brunson. Just like I know some. That's what I was going to make. This is my point that I was going to say before, and I know this may sound crazy, but guys, don't shoot the messenger. All right. I just want y'all to think about something. This might sound crazy to y'all, but how would you feel if I compared? So you saw what Jalen Brunson did yesterday. He had 61 points. You saw how he took over the third quarter and did whatever he had, but he was just going, right? What's the difference between him doing that and Michael Jordan doing it? Or Kobe Bryant doing it? Now, I'm not saying he's Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, but what I am telling you is I think they share the same mentality. I think they feel the same when it comes to being an offensive player out there on the court. And so I know that if we were in a game and we had Michael Jordan on our team and he saw how we were playing and that was happening in the first half and he got the ball and he was hitting his shots, you better believe it's going to be the Jordan show for the rest of the game. Same thing with Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. If Kobe Bryant was in that same situation and he saw what was happening and he's on one, it's going to be the Kobe Bryant show for the rest of the game. It's not about getting anybody else involved. I pass it to you when they double team me. That's what it would be. So all I'm saying is I hear y'all. I'm just telling you, I think Jalen Brunson mindset and the way he goes about his thing, he's just going to go out there and do whatever he can to help the team win. And if he's on one, he's going. You lit a match. I'm going. So join me. Yeah. And if they come when the double team comes, I got you. But be ready. The Knicks put themselves in that position. If he wouldn't do it, so that's the good thing about Jalen Brunson. So I like to say he wouldn't do it if the team was playing the way they normally play. He wouldn't be calling his number every single time. He calls his number because he likes to get into a flow. But he don't forget his boys are on the team, guys. It's not like he just wants to go nut. He got his boys on the team. That's how you know he's not going to do like that if his guys are going good. If Josh Hart is going good, if Donte's going good, he's going to get them the ball. Those are his boys. So Jay from PR says, Ron, hey, man, this is for you.
Let's see if I know the ledge.
Nah, man. I'm not saying the game. I'm saying the mentality. I'm saying I feel like he's got that Jordan, Kobe mentality when it comes to doing whatever I need to do to get us a victory. And y'all might say, I see White Falcon said something. He said selfish. It may be selfish, but you know what? Kobe and Michael Jordan both have that jewelry, B. That jewelry.
You can call it selfish. I would say you can call it selfish, but if the rest of the team, you got to carry. If he can carry the team to somebody else gets going, then that's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? That's. I'm a push, pull, drag, tote, roll, do what I got to do to get this team to win. Somebody's gonna come with me eventually, and that's what he had to do. I mean, look, he was burning white hot. So I'm not gonna fault him for that. Now, some shot selections, like he took a three that was, I felt like he took, he didn't need the three, take it to the rack because like you're the only one getting to the line, force him, to do that. But then you saw he was running out of gas too because when the shots were coming up short. But when we're under, you got, somebody else had to come out and help in those opportunities. So I'm not gonna call him selfish, but because if he was gonna be selfish about it, he wouldn't have passed, he would have tried to take the game one instead of trying to kick it out to Deuce the way he did. And that showed me he got confidence in Deuce as well. Yeah, Deuce normally Deuce is knocking those down. It's just like you said, Deuce just didn't have it. He wouldn't on point like he's normally on it. That's money. That's easy money for Deuce. You know, so I'm not gonna fall out behind. You know, I'm disappointed in the loss, disappointed how things went down, but I'm not about to fall out and cancel Christmas over this. You know, over this L. You know, it is what it is. You're not gonna win them all. Granted, you want to win everything, but you're not gonna win them all. That was it a winnable game, yes. However, as we stated earlier, when you dig yourself into a canyon and you're trying to climb out of that joker, by the time you get to the top, you gassed. And that's what we saw.
100%. I agree with you, Soulfinger. That's what it was. Shout out to Hidalgo Soul. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. He said Brunson did what a superstar would do. Take over, no debates. That's a fact. Shout out to Q Burrow, brother. What's good? He said Randall takes the pressure off Brunson. That's a fact.
Facts.
It's true. It's true. Slim Slammer says I respect Brunson like MJ, and he has the green light. Facts. Shout out to you, Slim Slammer. Good to see you. My guy, Fly God the Third, aka C_Mac. He said, man, I'm about to shoot the messenger. Hey, man, listen, it is what it is. If y'all think about it, Brunson is that dude. He's got that mentality, man. Like I said, I'm not saying he's them. And then another thing is, put some respect on Brunson's name too. He is not a selfish ball player. He hasn't shown you selfish, because as much as you want to say, when Brunson sees that other guys got it going, he passes the ball. You want to talk about Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan used to be him. He would do him. You know what I mean? He was not a great facilitator. That's why some people like to put LeBron over him when it comes to who's the greatest player, because of LeBron's willingness to pass the ball and get other guys involved. Kobe was a little in between both of them, but he still, when the green light was on him, he took the green light and went with it. You know what I mean? I don't think Brunson is necessarily all the way there with the way they are. I'm just saying he's on that same level of mentality, because what Brunson will do is he will get other guys involved and let the game come to him. But he had a whole first half to see nobody was hitting shots. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's enough for him to say, all right, we getting blown out. We were losing by 17 going into the second. Hey, and if Brunson don't score 21 in the third, do we even have a chance to win the game? Do we even have a chance to go into the fourth quarter? Like we were still hanging and right there with Brunson going off like that. Like he helped us get to that point. And without that, I'm telling you, we either, we lose by a few points or we get blown out, because the Knicks could have easily got blown out.
Yeah, you also saw Ron when he was off the court. You saw how things start to fall apart.
That's what I said. I had said it wrong when I said to start the third quarter, but I really meant to start the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, when Brunson was sitting down, San Antonio went on a 9-0 run immediately. Immediately.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah, it was rough, man, because the team played better. We know that this team can play better than that, man. It was that night. They caught San Antonio. The Spurs caught them on the right night. Because when Brunson first missed his first three, I was like, oh, JB is off. Oh, like, oh Lord. And then the threes. And the other thing too, I don't know if anybody has said the thing or mentioned, San Antonio's doing something that they're not known for. They were hitting threes. I mean, they were just throwing it up, man. It was going in. It was like skadoosh. Every time they throw it up, skadoosh. And I was telling Wise, I was like, you know what? Those threes going to dry up on them. Because they're, teams that are not known to shoot, that are not good shooting teams like that. They get on a hot run, and all of a sudden they dry out. And, even because at first, the only threes we had, the only person who was making threes was Donte. I think at the time we had like 4 threes, I think in the first quarter or something like that we hit 4 out of 3 or something like that. It was wild. It was wild. I was like, man, Deuce was off, Donte was off, JB was off from outside. And then I saw JB start taking it, working his magic down into the paint. We were missing. I mean, think about the putbacks that were missed. Guys missing putbacks. There was one that we seen Hart go coast to coast like he normally does. He missed the layup. Now Wemby caused a lot of the problems. He's the long arm of the law with his blocks. It's kind of crazy when you see him stand and make Knicks look like an average guy height wise. You know what I'm saying? That length is a problem. So I give Wemby his I'll give him his dues for the talent. I just don't like how the league kind of caters to some and don't cater to others.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I've always been like that. So
I hear you. Let me end this Q&A. Confirm. Now I put a poll in the chat. Another quick question for y'all. There you go.
Worldwide L.
My guy, as my guy Hector would say, worldwide Mayberry. Salute. What's good, my brother? Appreciate you, L. Hope you're doing well as always. Man, definitely miss you guys. I've been watching the great rise of Hard Will's nephew, man, and it's been fantastic to watch that, man. I know he's been really busy doing that, going on the road and different places and just being there for his nephew. But I know when you guys get together, y'all got the content. So please, if everybody's haven't already, so show some love and support for the love of the game. That's right, the number 4 OUR, love of the game. Please show them some love on YouTube. Appreciate you, brother. Worldwide L in the building. Shout out to the Nick of Time show, my guy Jay Ellis. What's good, my brother? Appreciate you. Always good to see you.
Jay Ellis.
Yeah, my guy Jigga Man Porto in the building. Jigga. What's his mother name? Oh, what up, Jigga? Appreciate you, bro. He said, "What up, fam? Salute, Ron and Soulfinger. Always good to see you, my brother." And I don't know if I shouted you out before, but I'm gonna shout you out again if I already did. The Organic Fanatics show is in the building. Shout out to my guy Ro in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Hope you're doing good. Appreciate you. Always good to see you. Please show them love and go subscribe and like their show as well as Morning Brew and For the Love of the Game, man.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good content we got in our Knicks community. Please show everybody some love, man. Okay. So that being said, I mean, we talked Brunson to death, man. But he deserved it for the type of performance he put on there. And please, guys, if you want to show love to the show, you know what I mean? Please support Still Knick fans. Buy me a coffee. You know what I mean? Buy me a coffee. That's it. buymeacoffee.com/Still Knick fans if that's what you want to do. Obviously, it's your preference. If you do want to donate and you want to do a super chat, that's fine. That's on you. This is just a preferred thing for some of us content creators. But like I said, it's always up to you. We'll take whatever donations or whatever you choose to do. We support and rock with you. Oh, hold on. Before I go, there's the Q Burrow brother said decaf. Hey man, now I need a little caffeine. I'm a light type of dude. I'm not that strong, that dark blend. I'm like medium to, I might do a breakfast blend here and there, but I'm a more medium grade. You know what I mean? As he takes a sip of the cup of Joe or Joanne, whatever you want to say. All right. Shout out to Paris Duggar. Thank you for the generous super chat. He said Brunson blew it. He needed to score with the best shot available instead of the 40-foot 3-point attempt at the buzzer. We needed to score and trust RD. I mean, yeah. Once again, I mean, shout out to White Falcon too, who said that the last 12 seconds, the shot selection might not have been the best. I can say that that's probably the case. You know what I mean? That's probably the case. But I mean, I don't know. Who do you blame for that? Tibs for not calling the proper play to get us the right look? I don't know. There was a lot of questions of things happening.
There was a lot of things. Beginning of overtime when they were shooting, they came out gunning with threes. So you just can't say the back end versus the front end because you started off not hitting the elephant in the backside with an iron board from the 3-point line to going to the last motor shot selection. You could say, he could have kicked it down or, done whatever. Could have, should have, would have. It didn't happen. If it was a fifth, we all be full. It's over with. So we might as well just move forward.
And some people were questioning why he put Precious in and took Mitch out. Listen, Mitch was hobbled, right? And he left Mitch in even though he was hobbled. But I'm gonna say this because I know we all like we babyface right now. We all tender lover. You know what I mean? We out here, we scared. Everything is like you know, I don't know.
I mean, you know, everybody's gonna have, and I knew after this that L, it was gonna be, you know, you won't see, you know, how, you know, others like Parrish, you know, and others gonna feel that same way, you know, or it's their fault, it's this fault. But, you know, it's always gonna come down on the star player. You know, this how it normally goes, the coach, whatever. But as a whole, overall, the team didn't play well.
Facts.
You know, the team didn't play well. There's no way we can overlook that. Seeing it, so I'm saying that Josh Hart should have played harder. I mean, I have never seen when Josh Hart ever does not play hard. You know what I'm saying? That for that man to go in and get the rebounds and stuff, you're not going to have a night where, you know, what it was is, as a whole, I think everybody was got lulled into confidence because, you know, you slept, you know, you beat 7 shades of doo-doo out of Detroit and then turn around and did it to Toronto. You know, these are teams, and, you know, these are teams that ain't going anywhere. So you get comfortable and you're looking at San Antonio's record, like, Spurs, easy win. I knew it wasn't going to be an easy win because those young cats know how they run. And they've been in a lot of games. They've just been blowing a lot of games at the end. And if I'm not, they just beat wanted to they beat Phoenix. I want to say the game prior to ours. So they're coming in with a little something going. And we came in, you know, the Knicks came in flat. It is what it is. So considering what we got going on right now, and I understand why he pulled Mitch. He was hobbled. I'm not going to risk him getting injured and then we lose him for the playoffs. Enter Precious. But said, well, put in Sims. Me myself, I would rather see Precious than Sims. It's just, you know, he's the same. Some people say, well, Sims is bigger, he's stronger, but Precious is a better fit for what we have.
I mean, the only bad thing about it is, and I agree with you. The only bad thing about it is that Precious wasn't playing, so that he's coming in cold, in a really pressurized situation. Then you're putting the ball in his hands, like it's and he's got to make a split-second decision. That's a little tough. And he went, plus the Cardinals said he went up in the air. He had to come down past the ball right away. He you know what I mean? Like it wasn't ideal. That didn't work out at all. If anything, it's all about Precious shouldn't have been. Maybe Precious should not have. He should have been in there to set the screen and then go. Don't stay in the spot. Go so that another ball handler could replace you in that spot. But that's. I mean, we could go back and forth all day about this. What it should have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but it ain't. You know, if was a we all be full, man. So you know, it's in the past. So we just got to move forward. Like I said, we still have other games. Season isn't over. We know that Randall and OG are slated to come back. You know, hadn't heard anything on Mitch on his injury because you know they replayed it and saw how he landed. He did land kind of awkward, and I'm just like praying. You know, like I said, if I got to go back to my, you know, if I go get some chicken and goats and make some sacrifices, man, to make sure that Mitch is okay, I had to go out there in the backyard, do what I got to do, man. But you know, it's our whole thing right now is just get healthy for the playoffs. That's the thing, is get healthy for the playoffs. That should be one of the biggest concerns right now.
Yep.
Having a healthy team for the playoffs and make your run, you know, because once the season over and playoffs done, everything that was done in the past was already cemented. Now you got to look forward. We can't keep talking about, we lost this game, we lost that game. We need to worry about winning this series and move forward. You know, everybody's like, want to get to the playoffs and want playoff success. You know, I'm looking forward to the ECF. I'm saying, we can make the ECF, you know, and if they play, you know, because we haven't seen this team at full strength. That's the scary thing. We hadn't seen the team at full strength.
I've been saying it, so Finger. That's what I've been waiting for. We'll see. We'll see what we get. Let me. I got someone else backstage. Always a pleasure to chop it up with this brother right here. But let me just read these 2 other super chats real quick. Shout out to Worldwide L. Thank you for the generous super chat. He said Brunson is him, hands down. Yeah, I mean, I mean, look, y'all got to understand, man, we are witnessing something. We spoiled right now because we ain't used to seeing this. The last time we had somebody this good was Carmelo Anthony. And before that, I don't know who you want to say. Some people might give the nod, but I don't know if you could really say that. Some people might give the nod to guys like Allen Houston or Latrell Sprewell. But when you really think about it, they're always going to point to Patrick Ewing. Like, you know what I mean? It's like Patrick Ewing, then you get Carmelo Anthony, and then Jalen Brunson. I think that's how a lot of people are looking at it, just because of the highest level of play that these guys are playing at. But yeah, it's incredible. So I can't say enough about him, man. He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. So let me get to this other super chat, and thank you once again, Worldwide L. Appreciate you, brother. Parrish Douglas said Sims is our best big man against bigs with the handle. That might be true, because one of the things that Sims does do good is he moves his feet really well. He actually probably moves his feet. Okay, hold on. Because Hartenstein has improved a lot over time, and so he moves really well on the defensive end now too. But at one point, Sims was our best big man as far as moving, laterally and with their feet. He just does it more comfortably, but he just doesn't know. His IQ with regards to defense is just not the highest. He doesn't know necessarily the best places to put his body in or the best places to anticipate certain things. And that's stuff that is learned behavior. You got to learn that as you play in the NBA and go along. And with good coaching, it helps to cultivate that too. So, yeah. All right, let me get my guy in here. He has some stuff to say. Hey, Nick of Time Show, Mr. J. Ellis in the building.
Yeah, man. What's going on? What's
happening, brother?
It's been a minute. It's been a minute, yo. Yo, I haven't been here on a Saturday in a minute, yo. I've been doing school stuff on the side, so my Saturday's been kind of caught up. But I'm glad to be done with that and back in the building with y'all. Salute to y'all, man.
Appreciate you, brother. I hope everything's good for you, man. Hope continue to keep growing and glowing. That's my mantra. I say that to everybody because that's what I wish for everybody. And like I always tell you, man, you're one of the pioneers of this thing. I respect you so much, and I'm happy to be able to call you friend and chop it up with you. And it was dope that I actually got to meet Jay Ellis in person finally. So yeah, man, that was really cool, brother.
Yeah, now salute to you, salute to Ron, salute to Morning Brew, those guys over there. They're great. Even Tony, I just met Tony that weekend or that day. So shout out to Tony too.
Right.
At a big event.
Right. What's on your mind, brother? What you thinking?
Man, so first, shout out to APP's been in chat with us lately and Parrish Thugger. But man, so first of all, Jalen Brunson. I called it last year, man. I was like, Jalen Brunson is going to be in the Raptors. Jalen Brunson is definitely going to be in the Raptors. And it's just a matter of time. For Ewing and Carmelo Anthony, they've been doing it for longer. They've been solidified because they've been here for years. This is only Jalen Brunson's second year. So, but once God forbid, I think he's going to resign here. I'm 100% sure he's going to resign here. So once you got to get to Jalen Brunson being here in that 5, 6, 7 year mark, then there's going to be a different discussion. It's kind of early in his career to put him in that tier right now. But if you were going to project, second season with the Knicks is giving you 61 points. He already gave you the 50 burger already. You're already in the playoffs with him already. He's top 5 in the NBA in scoring. All those stats are no joke. And you can project that, when it's all said and done, he's here for years to come. There's going to be a different type of discussion. There's going to be him, Walt Frazier, or if we get that chip, it's going to be a different discussion. So
yes, sir.
I project that, but things have to break right for us. Things have to break right for us. Two, in regards to the game yesterday, I understand that shot selection sometimes can be a real fickle thing, but I don't completely blame him because of the situation. Like, this is what happens when you don't have a real number 2 really on your roster, because he pretty much shot over 50% from the field the entire game, carried us the entire third quarter.
Yeah. Almost
the entire quarter. And then on top of that, you're looking at the foul disparity. Wemby's getting every touch foul. There was a couple of and ones that weren't even called.
Yes, thank you. Preach.
there was a couple of and ones that weren't even called in the fourth quarter. And then you can tell that he was kind of running out of gas when the fourth quarter came.
Yeah.
And this is when you need a number 2 so you can take plays off. You know what I mean? So what happens, I feel like what happens mentally when you're in that fourth quarter and you don't have the legs and stuff that you used to have, if you get knocked or hit and you don't get that foul call, your energy bar drops a little bit.
Yes, you're right.
It drops a little bit. So now you're thinking, damn, all right, let me try to conserve energy and get this one good 3 off, especially because I see them. I see the double coming because they know the ball's coming to me. I see the double starting to float towards me. Let me try to get this quick 3 off and conserve some more energy and bring the Knicks back. So that's the way I kind of see. I kind of see it as like he's running on E. He needs another guy to step up. Other guys weren't able to step up, and that's why I really don't put this really on Jalen Brunson. He pretty much carried us for all those quarters.
Mm-hmm.
We needed a second guy, or bare minimum, we needed somebody else in that lineup who just
some relief.
Step up. And not even because we don't have a lot of playmakers yet. Still, Deuce McBride, he's like I said, he's been really great for us. But he's kind of doing what Quentin Grimes wanted. He wanted Quentin Grimes to do. Spot up shooting. And that's about it. When Brandon Brunson's on the floor, maybe you can experiment with him playmaking more, but I'm not sure if you want to do that at this point in the season.
Right.
You do kind of need more playmaking sometimes to get him more off ball to conserve some of his energy. But a few plays stick out to me where we were right there in crunch time. One is like Josh Hart, man. I love Josh Hart. I defend him to the death. But sometimes when the pressure is cooking, he'll panic and he'll pass up shots that he should be taking.
Yes.
And
I know what you're talking about. I know what was the exact play you're talking about, Jay, because when they were underneath, they were passing the ball around like hot potato. When he was right there, and you could have just taken that layup, but yet you kicked it out. Or even if with Wemby there, let him throw it out of bounds or whatever. You may get granted, I know they're not calling it, but maybe somebody loosened the whistle, but he was right there.
He's right there. He was right there. And I'm just like, oh, that's a layup. And he just passes out.
Pass it out. You said another thing, Jade, not just real quick. When you're saying about energy and getting it taken out, there was a play, I want to say it's either fourth quarter? No, overtime. Brunson was right there to take the charge from Wemby, but they didn't call the foul. They didn't call it on the charge. He steamrolled JB.
Yeah.
And then it just and San Antonio still was remaining scrabbling for the ball. They got it, and I think it was a wild 3 that went in. And I was like, well, where's the charge on that? So it was the officiating on those like small calls like that. And you can see the energy level drop down. When you said that, I just remember that. So I just want to get out of your way just to prove a point to what you were saying, or just throw something on that.
Nah, that's a fact. Like that's a good example. It's like, and when you're down to, when you need those momentum plays to kind of swing your way to charge you sometimes, which is why I don't really completely blame him for that. It's just one of those things. And the other big play that stuck out to me was Precious, man. 3 seconds left. You get the rebound.
Yeah.
You're Precious. You're 3 of 3. You're 3 of 3 from the field.
Turn, face, shoot.
You pass it out to Donte. A panic pass.
Yeah. His eyes were bigger than saucers, man.
Yeah. And I get a flashback to when Precious was open for 3 with the game on the line, and he airballed it. Like there's some guys who are good players for 40, like 44 minutes,
Yeah. So certain things, that this is why you gotta really think about what's the worst case scenario, right? Okay, Precious sets the screen, the ball comes in, the defense collapses, gotta throw it to the closest person. Precious gets the ball. Then what? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's thing. Like, you just don't know what's gonna happen. So the smart coaches have to account for these type of things. And basically all you can do is try to get that person out of the position that you're not necessarily confident in what they're gonna do with the ball. Now, I don't know. Maybe Tibs was confident with. Maybe in practice they run that play all the time, and Precious, the Knicks, blitz him or whatever, and he makes the right play. That's why he was in there. We don't know, but whatever happened, it just didn't work out this time around. No. And I wanted to shout out once again to Parrish Duggar. I think, am I missing it? No, yeah, it's there. I just lost it. Where'd it go? When he came to, we were talking about Brunson's, being one of the best Knicks players and all this stuff. He said, not even close. Bernard King, nobody's better. You know what? All I can say to that, Parrish Duggar, is you may be right. But I'm kind of just going based off of what I remember seeing consistently. Yeah. So I know that Bernard King was phenomenal. But when Bernard King was with the Knicks, I was a young pup. Okay, I was still learning what basketball was. Yeah, I didn't pay, I caught Bernard King on the way out. I did see some of his games, but I was too young to really understand exactly what I was seeing, because that's back when the Knicks were playing on Channel 9. You know what I mean? I didn't WWOR for those out there. But anyway, I didn't remember exactly all that stuff. I knew he was great. I mean, he's good. I can't even say that's how young I was. I didn't even know if he was great. I knew he was good. I mean, he's scoring, he's playing basketball. That's how long ago it was. So yes, you could definitely throw Bernard King in the mix there. I appreciate you, Paris. No slight to him. But if we start going back in the thing, then you start going back to like the Clydes and the Willis Reeds and you start.
I agree.
Yeah.
Now,
so
I think getting a ring puts him in the conversation, because you don't have that many rings. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
If Brunson gets the ring, then you got to start to talk about it, because now you have the resume of a ring plus 50-point games plus multiple 40-point games plus
right. And that sucks, because you know what, Jay Ellis, if Brunson gets a ring, no shit. I mean, listen, as Knicks fans, we'll be hype as hell. But then the narrative starts to change. Is Brunson the best Knick ever? Is Brunson better than Patrick Ewing? You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna start getting crazy.
It's already starting.
So yeah, I mean, listen. Either way, I'm happy with what's going on. But listen, I don't want to shortchange my other guy out there, man. We've been giving Brunson a lot of love, but Donte makes history, folks. Let's go. 3-point record, single season.
Yes.
Your 3-point single season leader now belongs to Donte DiVincenzo. Yeah, baby.
I was so mad I forgot he broke the record.
It's crazy. It was and it happened so early. Like, it was one of those things where I was like, I didn't even know that would Donte break the record so soon, but he did it easy with no problem. I thought, sometimes when you're about to break any type of record, players start to tense up. You know what I mean? Like, they only need one or two more, and they can't hit the ocean. Like, he did it with no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just we were getting smoked. it didn't look as good. It didn't look as good.
Because it was the Toronto game when he went unconscious. He was just lighting them up like a Christmas tree, and I knew he was like 3 or 4. I didn't realize, and I figured you should be able to get it. But
Donte, I was hoping. I'm sorry.
No. He did have. Like you said, he still had a good game. Yeah, I didn't. He was. It was just kind of. It was quiet. He had a decent game. It was just quiet. We used to, you wanted more sizzle and pop in the W.
It's because Brunson had the ball a lot in that third and fourth. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we try to ask Donte to play make more in situations. I don't know. But he shot 53% from the field, 50% from 3, 2 assists, 2. I mean, some defensive things were wrong in that first quarter from Donte and Deuce, I think. But offensively, if you're looking for somebody who's giving you production, it was definitely Donte. It was like Donte and Brunson. Everybody else was pretty much struggling.
Yeah, everybody was pedestrian.
Yeah, it's true. And you know what? Look, I mean, we can second guess it all day, and I'm sure they could probably second guess it to themselves. They have but one thing that happens with these Knicks is when one of the guys is on one and they're hot, they feed the pig. You know, that proverbial saying. They keep trying to highlight, and they've done it a bunch of times with DiVincenzo specifically. Like when he's hot, I mean, even to get to the 11 threes in a game, they were trying everything they could to kind of get that for him, and they feature him. And so watching this game, knowing that a lot of guys just didn't really have it, even though Donte actually was playing well and he was shooting well, but he could see that Brunson was on one, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you could
back.
say that maybe Donte should have talked to Brunson on the side, like, "Yo, listen, man, let's try to play off of this. When they come with your double team, hit me on the corner, or let's try to move the ball and get it over here." It's just tough, you know what I mean? Like, because if anything, he's just going to keep rocking with his guy. They're going to keep trying to get Brunson going, but I don't understand. I don't know how you could stop it, guys. What I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
I don't know how you could stop it.
And I can't blame them for going that way. Like for the fourth quarter, they was clearing out for the last 5 minutes of the game. The fourth quarter, we saw 4 players on one side, Brunson on the other, and it was pretty much 1-on-1 for most of the fourth quarter. Which I don't blame that. I don't blame him for thinking that. Maybe I would have changed up once I noticed he was getting a little bit tired.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could say, because I did. But even when he was tired, he was shooting 50%. It was like one trip he made it, one trip he lost it, one trip he made it, one trip he missed it. So it's a tough call, man. It's a tough call. It's a tough call to lose.
Right. And you know, the other thing is, I know people don't like it. It's not the best looking basketball. I agree, but it's really, like, if you just think about it, guys, Brunson shot 47 shots, but he shot 53% from the field. He hit more than half of his shots, and during the second half, he hit a lot of his shots.
Yep.
And even when they did ISO him and do that full clear out, a full ISO, he was knocking it down. So it's not beautiful, and it doesn't get a lot of other guys involved. But it really is. As long as the guy who you ISOing for is doing what they got to do, you can't really lose when you're doing that, because they're scoring the basketball, and the only thing the defense can do is send another player. And once they send that guy, the guy he's leaving is open. You can't really lose that way. It's creating ball movement and flow to get an open guy somewhere. Now, usually when it's that type of situation, they send the big man. So they leave your big man open. In this case, it would have been Mitch. Even if Mitch gets, as long as Mitch is in the right spot, let me clear out and be close enough to the rim right here. If that guy leaves Mitch and Mitch is wide open, close to underneath the basket, it's still a win-win. Now, the free throw part is another thing, but I'm not going to get into all that. That's too deep. But you get it. Yeah, but once again, man, shout out to Donte DiVincenzo for breaking the single season record. He's got it. It's his alone, and he's probably going to have it for a long time, because he's got 9 games left to add to it. So he's probably. Oh, wait, 10?
No, it's 9. 9 games.
It is 9, right? Yeah.
9.
Yeah, he's got
and he's averaging what, 3 threes a game at least, a minimum 3 to 4 a game. So you do the math, times, let's just say 3 times 9. You do the math, so he can add that on there, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's like listen, it's just crazy how the NBA has changed so much. We got to this point where 3-point shooting is just like it's the norm, and guys are able to jack it up. I know it's the same thing like when you think about money these days, like the old players, man. The way I was playing, I would have been a gazillionaire, like the money these young guys are getting. Right, it's the same thing with the style of play. If our older players were able to shoot threes like this and just let it fly,
it'd be a whole ball game, man.
Crazy.
Allen Houston might be on that.
Allen Houston might be the best 3-point shooter in history.
Yeah, he was allowed to shoot.
It would be crazy.
Yeah, Allen Houston probably average 30. I don't know.
Yeah, it would be nuts. Then we'd be like, oh, he got 100 million. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That was injuries, man. That's another story.
Yeah. So shout out to Donte once again. Proud of that man. What an incredible pickup and signing for the Knicks. Once again, goes back to the thing again, man. Everything you question with Leon Rose in the front office with regards to what they've been doing, in the end, it has worked out. Sometimes there's a little hiccups in the beginning, and I feel like we're in that point once again with regards to Alec Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic. I feel like if we get a healthy-ish OG back and a healthy-ish Randall back, first off, those guys aren't going to play a lot of minutes. But if they do have to play, whatever they give us is going to be gravy, and it's going to work. I just feel like we got to get these other guys back that are focal points of our offense, and then, those other guys can play without the same level of pressure, and they don't have to be in spots that don't really benefit them right now. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. I'm here for the ride, man. I hope a lot of Knicks fans are too. It's tough right now, but you know what I mean. We all we can do is hope for better. But go ahead.
Ron, he says, I mean, considering the wasteland we've been traveling for so long, man, it just the positive outweighs the negative. I'm just speaking for me. To me, the positive outweighs the negative. And yeah, I was one of those that had issues with how Leon and Tibs were doing things, but now I've taken a prescription called "Shut the Beep Up," and I just let them roll. You know what I'm saying? I just take a big dose of "Shut the Beep Up" and let them do what they do. Tibs has forgotten more ball than I would ever know. And in Tibs, I trust right now. It is what it is. People don't like this pass or there was this and that and blah, blah, blah. Hey, we're here because of what Tibs has been doing. You may not like Tibs or whatever, but wherever you slice it, we are here because of the way the man has been coaching. Leon, I didn't agree with a lot of the things. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm still salty about not, going 2 years without a pick. Oh, you drafted Trevor Kills. No, we went 2 years without a pick, But it worked out. So, it was the thing is I was like, I wanted to, you wanted to see something, but then I had to step back, get out my feelings and like, you know what? It came together like butt cheeks. We are here because of those moves. So with that being said, man, I'm just like, hey, I'm just going to just push off and let it roll. I'm just going to ride with it, man. That's all I can do until it's something really blatant.
Yeah. You know why they wasn't picking, right?
Oh, it was more of a money thing from, for some was saying. So, and it was, I'm looking at it, this is me looking at, well, you need to build for the future and you got to do this. You can get that, you can get this, but not looking at it for the money. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in my little feelings. You know what I'm saying? I was in my little feelings. And then I had to come back, I had to step back and like, hold on, man. There's a method to the madness. It's different ways to get to where you got to go. I don't have to keep going on Main Street. I could take this other street and come back around the other way. So just because you don't do it the typical way that you supposed to and the way that the talking heads and the media and everybody, it doesn't mean you can't get there. And so now, again, I open up a big old bottle of Shut the Beep Up. I took a big gulp and I'm good.
I hear you.
I can dig it. I can dig it. Let me just read the results of this poll. Right. I got I got one more question, and then I just got the Knicks versus OKC preview that's happening tomorrow. That should be an interesting game. I'm excited for it. A part of me is not excited for it because I just know OKC is going to give us all they got. But I'm excited because it's a test for the Knicks, and the Knicks have a chance to redeem themselves from the last time we played them. So, especially after the bad taste that this last night's game left in them, I'm sure the Knicks is like, yeah, come on, man. All we had to do was play. Even if they played one of those 2 quarters in the first half, we win. Like, it's upsetting. It is what it is. All right, whatever.
Yeah, I'm out. Yo, I'll be in the chat.
Oh yeah. All right, JLS. Appreciate you, my brother.
No problem.
Parrish, thank you for the super chat once again. Generous super chat. He said Bernard King drop was the most unstoppable ever. He was incredible. Yeah,
he was a monster. He was a monster in his
He
time.
could score easily. Yes, I do know that. Yeah,
that man rolled out of bed and dropped 20 on you.
Paris said, thank you once again for the generous. He said, y'all get in trouble when saying best Knick offensive player ever. Bernard King used to average 40 in the playoffs year after year against Mikal, Bird, and Dr. J. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's saying something. That is saying something. That it's true. Hey, but hold on. I mean, you may be talking about the chat because I never said Brunson was the best offensive player ever. I just said that he is going to go down as one of the better Knicks, and could, as things go, as they progress, he might start being the conversation. He's going to be looked at differently, and people might start saying he's the best. I didn't say I would.
Yeah, they may start.
Because I still
they're going to put some respect on his name.
Right, because I still value other people. I value what Carmelo did. I do think that maybe when it's all said and done, Brunson might be more valuable than Carmelo at some point. But I'm not going to necessarily put him ahead of Patrick Ewing just to put him ahead of Patrick Ewing. I loved what Patrick Ewing did. Patrick Ewing was definitely underappreciated here. He wasn't the most likable person. He wasn't the best person to interview. The media didn't love Patrick Ewing, but his mannerisms and the way he carried himself is the reason why he was looked at a certain way. But that doesn't take away from the fact that he was a two-way player, one of the best at it in the league. So yeah, shout out to Patrick. And who had no help, by the way. Let's throw that out there again. So yeah, appreciate you, Parrish. Thank you for that. So the poll results, guys. What are the poll results? They say after 49 votes, do you believe in Jalen Brunson do you believe in Jalen Brunson one-on-one versus any defender? That's 50 votes now. 90% of you said yes. Only 10% said no. I'm curious about the 10%, but I just feel like Brunson has already shown you no matter who guards him. Now, I'm not saying he's going to win every single time, but he wins more often than not. Even when he's gone up against the best defenders in the league, even when he went up against, there was that game early in the season when he went up against the Clippers, or was it last year? It was either this year or last year when he went up against the Clippers, he faced Paul George, he faced Kawhi Leonard. He cooked them for 30 plus points. No problem. And they were both guarding him.
It was actually this one.
It was this season?
This season, because they actually put in, that's when they started. I want to say Clippers was the first team to start blitzing them. Either the Clippers or Philly started blitzing, but he was still able to put up over 30. Might have
been, yeah. Okay, because I just remember it happened against the Clippers. Yeah. And I'm not saying the Clippers is the only good defensive team that's played him. You've also seen what he's done it against everybody, man. So I'm not worried about Jalen Brunson against anybody one-on-one. Now, when they start to blitz him and give him different looks and put bigger defenders on him with the double teams and triple, that's different. Yeah. I'm just talking about a single one-on-one matchup. Give Jalen Brunson a moment to see what you're trying to do to him. He will make the adjustment. He will start cooking. That's just a really good, solid offensive player. Really good. I mean, I might even say great. He might be a great offensive player. I mean, it is what it is. He works hard on his footwork and his steps. So what are you going to do?
You always have hope, right, Ron? I do believe what you're saying. He's got the ball. You have hope that something's good is going to come out of it. So, I mean, look, the man goes in. I mean, he has impeccable footwork, his footwork is ridiculous.
Facts. Shout out to Paris Duggan once again. Thank you for the generous super chat. He said Brunson is my top 3 all-time favorite already. FYI, I hear you. I thank you for saying that, because he definitely does. Yes, he's an elite offensive player. Shout out to Jay Ellis. That's facts. That's definitely what I would say. So let me see here. There's the question that someone had put up before that I wanted to answer real quick. Here we go. AP said, what do you think we can do with the picks and the money we got next year? Who would you guys like to see? What do you think, Soulfinger? I mean, I already got an opinion about it, but
I know this is gonna sound crazy, and this is like a pipe dream in a sense.
Got rid of my bad.
The one player I would like to see come to New York, because he's already in New York, he's just on the wrong team, and that's Bridges. Because I've always had that issue. We had a chance. We could have drafted Bridges, but instead we got Kevin Knox, all because of Fizdale one workout and was doing backflips and somersaults and windmilling and spinning on his head for for Knox. So I've always wanted Bridges in with the Knicks. And now that we have, I mean, it is just kind of, I'm not falling to the whole, bring all the Villanova. No, it's not what I'm saying. I like him. I've always liked him. I like the way he plays. I would like to see him in New York, if possible. As far as those, what do we got? 4 first-round draft picks this year?
I think so.
To be honest, I haven't really been thinking about too much what we're going to do with it because I've just been focused on the here and now. But if to say anything, I don't see us using all 4 picks in the draft. I wouldn't be surprised if they use those, package them up, and make a move for a certain player. It's a possibility. Because Donovan Mitchell's possibility could be a free agent. Could be some kind of deal going on with that. So it's no telling. Right now, Leon is doing he's hitting cats with the shell game, and those 4 first round picks are good money to get a trade to get a play in. You can and then offload those, get somebody. So you never know. So, but I would like to see Bridges if I could make it happen. If it could happen in February, I get Bridges. I like Mikal Bridges. I like his game. Solid player, Iron Man, and he fits that mold.
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad at having Bridges here if we could get him and not give up too much on our end. A lot of it be picks related. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. How do I keep doing that? I honestly, I don't think I can't see the Knicks drafting anybody, to be honest with you, unless it gets to the point where one of those draft picks is a high enough pick that I don't know, man. I can't see. It's not going to be that high of a pick anyway. But I don't see the Knicks drafting anybody, bro. To be honest with you, I think it's just trade package stuff. And if you want to get the best out of it, you have to trade that pick like after the draft lottery. So everybody knows their positioning. And I think the best thing for the Knicks to do is move the pick. I don't know. Yeah.
I did see it was CBS. I want to say CBS poll that did a draft, pre-draft at one time, and I thought it was real interesting that this one cat had us picking in the first round, Hard Will's nephew from out of UConn. That they had him scared, and I was like, now that would be crazy if that actually happened. Early on, it was very, very early. It had us looking at Indiana's center at one time. I want to say it was a Yahoo. They did a draft, but I'm with you on that, Ron. I don't see us using those picks or drafting anybody. I can see us packaging those picks to bring in a player to make the move, because and it really depends on how the playoffs play out. See which move you're gonna make. So, but I don't see us drafted.
I agree with that. I'm with you on that. I can't see them doing anything. I think they're past that point. Plus, this team is a good team, right? Mm-hmm. We're already, the point of drafting players is to build a really good team that allows you to compete in the playoffs and possibly win a championship. Eventually, though, it gets to a point where you have to replenish and bring some youth back into the fold. But I think the Knicks already did that. They saw what it was, and they used those players to get other youngish veteran type players, young veterans. Yeah. So right now, I don't think they're really worried about that. So I don't think these picks matter to the Knicks at this moment. Maybe 4 years from now, then they'll be like, okay, we got to start bringing in some young talent again, or 3 years from now, maybe something around there. But right now, I think they got it and they've done it. So I don't think they're going to be trying to draft anybody. And as I think Nick of Time said, they'll be looking at undrafted players if they want to add some depth to the team, but they're worried about using those picks to make a trade, a favorable trade that allows them to get somebody in here without giving up a lot of our actual day-to-day talent. Day-to-day talent, yeah.
Yeah, because, I was checking out on Raw Hebrew, and he said something about when we made the Detroit trade. Yeah, we got those bodies, but those contracts, you got to look at it because they'll be up at the end of the season. So that frees up a lot of money that you can put back into re-signing the OG and possibly bringing back Hartenstein or whatever way they want to do that. But again, I haven't been, I'm not really focusing on contracts and stuff like that right now. I'm just more or less looking at the team getting healthy and making this playoff run. That's just been my mindset. That's my mindset on it right now. I care about that other stuff after, down the line, but I just want to see the team get healthy and make a run and start, busting other teams' head to a white meat.
I hear that. Shout out to, this ain't a super chat, but just shout out to Paris Duggar because this is facts. Bernard King was so great that he's in the Hall of Fame with only 7 great years. That's a hell of impressive. That's very impressive. And shout out, and not taking look, I'm just saying something just to say it. I'm not taking anything away from Bernard King. But Bernard King was an incredible offensive player, incredible scorer. He could drop 40 with his eyes closed.
Mm-hmm.
He was also 6'7". Jalen Brunson is 6'1".
Mm-hmm.
Just putting that out there. I'm not saying it's the same. I'm not saying it's the same.
And he didn't do half bad in this episode of Miami Vice playing Bill Russell's son.
Shout out to Soul Figure, man. There you go. Okay. All right. So that's that. I hope that gave you an answer to your question, AP. It's a little tough because I just don't see the Knicks doing a lot with regards to actually drafting talent. But moving the picks, yeah. And if you wanted me to answer, like who would I use the picks on? Man, if they could figure out a way to get Mikal Bridges in here, then yeah, I love it because Mikal Bridges is OG light, as Jay Ellis put it. He also gives us a little protection. You know what I mean? If anything happens with OG, you have another guy like Bridges who can play really good defense. So yeah, man, like I think that's a nice move if you can do it, but whatever. I wouldn't be mad at Devin Booker either. Just throwing that out there. Or if worst comes to worst, the worst kept secret, Donovan Mitchell. So, either way, I just think that at some point you got to do something with those picks if you're not going to really draft anybody.
And Donovan Mitchell's he'll be a free agent this season, right? The end of this season, right? Or he's got another year.
He got one more year.
Okay, one more year. Okay.
It's the longest contract ever. We've been talking about Donovan Mitchell so long, and he's still got more time.
Yeah, I know, man. Every time you look around, you're like, I thought it was up, man. I mean, last time he was a free agent, man, Jesus was a baby. I was like, man. He was in this little manger. Now he walking on water. I mean, come on. I'm just saying.
Oh, man, so figure. Jesus was a baby. All right, I'm cool. Oh man, shout out to let me shout out my guy. Appreciate you. I don't know if you're still here in the building, but let me shout out my guy Will Salkin. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you. Will Salkin bought you a coffee. Yes, happy Saturday, big bro. Appreciate you, brother. I hope you're doing good. Thank you. We appreciate it, man.
And one more thing, hey everybody, you out here, you haven't done it. Hit the, show a man some love. Show Ron some love. Hit that like button. Burn some calories. Get your exercise in for the day. Jump on that like button.
Yeah, man. If y'all don't know what it look like, it look a little something like this. Yes. Let me get this off the screen. Appreciate you once again, Will. Thank you, my brother. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to the preview, man. So we get this out the way and just get our thoughts in this game, and we can wrap it up. Knicks versus OKC, folks. Yeah, this is listen. This is I remember when OKC was like a little bit of an afterthought. Well, we could talk about, oh yeah, we're gonna play OKC. Yeah, that's cool. Now it's a problem. Now you play OKC, you better be ready, man, because they're young, they got energy, they play good defense, they got nice offense, they got very good height, they got versatility with their players. They're just a damn good team. A damn good team. It's very impressive. I'm still kind of shocked at how good they have become at such a in such to me it happened very quickly. No pun. So let me put this up on the screen so we see what's going on here. Boom. All right, so this is it, folks. This is your little game preview here for the Knicks versus OKC, and y'all can see right here. We're gonna have our hands full, man.
Yeah.
The Knicks have changed a lot offensively since Julius has been out, especially, and not having OG. We're averaging 112 points per game. Our numbers dropped down a lot, and they're averaging 120. Oof, that in itself is tough to deal with. You know, that's a lot of firepower. Rebounds, 41 for them. 45 for us. Assists, 26 for them. Well, basically, you could say 27 for them. 24 for us. 8.3 steals to our 7.3. 6.6 blocks to 4.2. 11.7 turnovers to our 12.3. 49.9 from the field. 49, almost 50% from the field as a team.
Yeah.
46 for us. 39% from three, almost 40% from three as a team.
Yes.
36
crazy.
for us. 83% from the free throw line to our 78. Yo, this is gonna be a tough game. Listen, Knicks fans, let's keep it real. OKC is a problem. All right, they're young, so sometimes the respect factor goes out the window because they're so young, but they are good. So this is gonna be a tough one, especially after the way we played against San Antonio. The Knicks gonna have to come with their A game to the best that they can. And hopefully Mitch is out there, because Mitch might have tweaked something and we don't even know if Mitch is going to play.
That's another thing. And then we got to deal with Chet. We just dealt with Wemby. Now you got to deal with Chet. You know, basically same archetype in a sense, body style, length. You know, it's going to be in the immortal words of my man, Ross from wrestling.
Bob Ross?
Yeah, Paul. Yeah, Bob. Yeah. Hey, it's gonna be a slobber knocker. It's
Wait,
not gonna.
Is it Bob Ross?
No, that's Bob Ross.
No, Bob Ross is the painter guy, right? Yeah, Bob Ross is the painter. Happy
Ross.
Little Trees.
I can't look. I should know because I used to watch. I'm having a senior moment right now. But it's gonna be a slobber knocker. We got a fight on our hand, man. We got a fight on our hand. It's not gonna be easy. Young legs, young team. If I'm not mistaken, they're number 2? Are they number 2 out west?
Yes, they are.
The number 2 out west. I want to say they're number 2. Matter of fact, they're the 3rd overall in the NBA, something like that. They're up there. So we got to fight. Can we beat them? Yeah, we can beat them, but we have to play. They have to play smart ball, watch the turnovers, the 3 ball, run them off the line. Is in immortal words of Clyde, sharing is caring. You know, so we got and everybody's got to come play. They can't just rely on JB to do it all. You know, somebody else has to come out there and be ready to ride and fight with them. And if Bogey gets in, he's got to play defense, and he has to hit those shots. We need the reason I'm so big about Bogey and Burks is, when they get in, that time, those minutes are crucial for whoever's on the bench to get that time, get rested up so they can come back in. That's what the real importance is for these guys right now. I'm not looking for them to go out there and start, lighting it up. I'm looking for them to play within the means, play within a role, play solid ball. And if we can get 10 to 12 points out of both of them, even if Burks plays 10 to 12 points, I take that. But if they're playing defense, you get some turnovers and stopping some possessions and getting it back to us, Those are key factors because that means that Precious gets to rest a little bit longer. Donte gets to rest a little longer. You know, Hart, whoever it is on the bench, gets to rest that extra minute or two that you're going to need down the line. So that's what we're going to need to play these guys. It's got to be all hands on deck.
Facts. Knicks need to come out there and just play that type of basketball that I've been talking about, that we know that they can do. 4 quarters of solid basketball. It ain't going to be easy. Like, seriously, this is one of those games, guys, where the Knicks have to go out there and play a solid game for 4 quarters, and we just got to hope that they're hitting their shots. If the Knicks ain't hitting their shots, this could be a long night. But if they're hitting their shots and they play that same level of defense, the same level of effort we're used to for 4 quarters, they have a good chance to win and show OKC a little something. You know, kind of humble them a little bit. Yeah, you guys are good, fast. As shout out to my guy Knicks 100. Salute to you, brother. He said they built that team mad. Yes, they did. They got there quickly.
Yeah, they did.
And they're good.
They did. Yeah. They made good moves, and they built that through the draft. A couple free agents here and there, but nothing major. They, you know, man, I got to give it to them. And the crazy thing about it, Ron, they got a truckload. They got a warehouse load of picks. So they can keep making moves on top of moves on top of moves. So they're not even finished with their product yet.
It's crazy. It is crazy. Yeah, so we need to go out there and get this victory. And, you know, after that,
another one.
That's right. We got to get another one. We just got to keep starting to get back into that whole momentum thing and piling it up, man, and get back to where we're going to. But I'm excited for this one. I want the Knicks to make a statement. And it's not just a statement for OKC. It's also a statement around the league, because around the league, nobody's really like, oh, you know what? OKC is they're this, that. No, everybody sees OKC is real. They were in first place for a while. They're in second now because Denver's woken up, but they're a high level number 2. Level number 2.
Yes, sir. You know, it's gonna be an interesting fight. It's gonna be like a fight in the phone booth, I do believe. I think one of the keys is to make them play eyeball, and that's slow that game out and grind them down. We're gonna have to do that, and I pray, I pray, hope, and wish that we get some decent officiating, you know, halfway decent.
I agree. Look at that, guys. 51-22. And look, Denver actually got dropped down. I guess they lost. So that's how. Look at how tight the West is. That the Timberwolves now leapfrogged and jumped to number 1, and they basically tied with the Thunder, but they got the tiebreaker as far as records go, so they're number 1. But so technically, the Thunder are number 1 too. They just, you know, they don't have the tiebreaker. So, hey, man,
Thunder's not is, you know, it's not like a joke. They're for real, you know. So it's gonna be interesting. Can we beat them? Yeah, no doubt. You know, I believe wholeheartedly in blue and orange, man. Is just the Knicks got to go in and play great ball. You know, have to go in and play smart ball. I mean, this team has won games that even everybody, we ain't gonna win, and we're going win in there and mollywop teams. You know, this with all the injuries. So in the team I trust. You know, those players got a lot of heart, man. They got a lot of heart. No pun intended with Josh Hart or I Heart, but you know, they got a lot of heart. They got dog in them, and when they're on and clicking, we've seen what they can do. And once this team is healthy, people will really see the depth and ability this team has. Because my humble opinion, it's not being a homer. I just think teams are really afraid of the Knicks when you see what could happen when healthy.
Agreed. I listen. Let me tell you something. If the healthy Knicks start to present themselves, the rest of the league is going to be like, watch out. Hide the women and children.
I'm telling you, because you know, Ron, I like to think with the injuries, the way this team has been playing, we are the table to that pinky toe. See, I see you thinking about that. We are the table to that pinky toe. The way we've been playing with injuries, because you bang that toe against that end of that table, it hurt. It hurt bad. That's what we are right now.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I see what you're saying. I can dig it. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Soulfinger.
Just ride with me.
Yeah. Let me do this. I'm about to get off the show, my brother, but I'll get it to you real quick, Matt, so you can come in and say what you want to say. Here you go, brother. And anybody else, if you want to jump in and say some final words, by all means, y'all welcome to come in. Thank you to my guy Jay Ellis for being here and chopping it up with me.
Yeah,
but
man,
a special shout out to my guy Soulfinger, who saw me out here on the limb, man. I was on the whitewater raft holding on,
yeah,
and
man, I saw you, man.
said, "Yeah, let me lend my brother a hand."
Yeah, I had to hit the water like a young fella did back in Alabama, come swimming across to you. I had to bring you in.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Let me get my guy Mets up here real quick. Boom, Mets. What's up, brother?
Not much. Just got off of the grind about an hour ago. As for what happened last night, the way that
wait, hold on. Is this the new job, Mets?
Yeah.
Hey, let's go.
Oh,
let's go, Matt. Appreciate you, man, for being here and jumping in, but also coming off the work. And congratulations once again for the new job. All right, continue, my brother.
The way that game played last night against the Spurs, it shouldn't have gone that way. I mean, not only starting off down by as many as 21 out of the box, you're losing to the Spurs of all teams. That was ridiculous.
It's true. It's true. We talked about it. It's been a lot.
I mean,
it's been a lot, bro.
And when you figure if Jalen just decided to drive in the final seconds of regulation and put it up instead of toss it out to Miles, the Knicks would have won.
Yeah, but the other thing is Miles really got to be able to knock down the shot, man.
That was a good
Miles.
shot he took.
It was.
It was a great shot.
Fall.
He was wide open. He was wide open, so I can't fault him on that. And this side they collapsed down on him. So I would have kicked it. He kicked it out, and that's showing that how much growth and how far Deuce has come when you trust him with that kind of shot. Granted, he was wide open. He was wide open. Should have not. I mean, normally we see Deuce knock those shots down. Hey, it is what it is, man. You ain't gonna knock everything down. I can't fault my man. They went in, and it was just one of them games.
Or if
it really was.
Or if Achua doesn't lose that ball, we would have had a tie.
Yeah, it did. Listen, all I can say, guys, is we can be mad at the certain final moments in which the Knicks didn't step up or it didn't fall in our favor, but it never should have got to these final moments. We shouldn't be in pressurized situations where we got to make a split-second decision or knock down an important shot to get us the victory. This game should have been a laugher or at least a very comfortable win. And this is what happens. As I'm always going to say, my biggest pet peeve with this Knicks team is when they
play down the competition.
Off. Well, yeah, or what? It doesn't even. It don't even have to be playing down to the competition, Mets. It could be against any team. You could play Boston, right? Go in there against Boston and stink it up in the first half, and then come out and beat Boston in the second half. But you stunk it up in the first half to put you in this position, and now you're playing from behind, and you got to fight to stay in the game and try to get back. This is what I'm saying. You cannot take quarters off against any team. If you want to be successful in this league and be a perennial playoff team and have a chance to win the championship, you have to come out the gate and play tough every quarter. Can't take quarters off. It is what it is.
One other question I wanted to ask. What's the stats report on Hartenstein? Sprained wrist?
Let me double check real quick. I didn't see anything before, but let's see what they got going on now. See if they got an update. 9 hours ago.
Because I heard he came down pretty hard on it last night.
No, he did. He landed on it. He came up hobbled. Mitch was hobbled.
Yeah, because they're not really releasing anything. It might be because just they they need time to process and do X-rays or whatever, just to double check and make sure there's no issues.
Either way, keep him on the bench for a few days.
Yeah, there's nothing. I don't have anything new here that's really giving me an update. And then the only other thing that I saw is something about I don't even know about that. There's some article or something about Hartenstein says Brooklyn sabotaged his draft with a fake injury. I got to look into that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I saw the article or something. They did. I didn't read it, but I saw that title article. I'm glad you reminded me. I was supposed to go back and read that myself.
Oh wow, he said Isaiah Hartenstein blames the Nets for potentially costing him millions. They red flagged me. Oh yeah, I didn't know anything about that. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that article. I just got to read that.
Well, that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. But anyway, listen, I know everybody was hoping that when Brunson kicked that ball over to Deuce, it was
Deuce to the trade.
Yeah, we was hoping we saw something like that, but it didn't happen, folks. Unfortunately, Deuce didn't hit the tray, and we lost the game. But that's not why. It wasn't because of Deuce. I mean, partially it's because of Deuce.
It was because of foul
but not
trouble.
because of that play.
It was because of foul trouble. It was because of falling asleep on the job right out of the box.
Yeah. It's a few things. I mean, they came out the way they came, but when you got touch fouls or blink fouls, I mean, look, if I blink my eyes, you hit me with a foul. I mean, how am I supposed to play? That throws teams off. So that's one thing. That free throw disparity just blows. It's the free throws, man. That just blows my mind. It's crazy, man.
You can't make it up, man. You can't make it up. Well, hey, man, listen. Let me get around to you guys. Your final words. I'm excited for tomorrow's game. I'm like really, it's not. I don't want to say it's a test, but I do want to say that I hope the Knicks come to play and give their best effort against an OKC team that they know they can't play around with. So I'm excited to see, and it's also a good like kind of playoff atmosphere type game. And you want to see how the Knicks play in those type of games. Even if they lose, I hope they don't lose, but even if they were to lose, you hope they keep it close. Like it's one of those games where it comes down to the wire. That would be nice to see. I would hope that the Knicks win, but just saying if it goes the other way. Matt, since you came in last, brother, final words, and I'm sorry you couldn't be here earlier for the show, but I'm happy you had a good day at work.
Laying down on the shifts I have to work. It's usually early mornings to early mid afternoons.
Gotcha. That's cool. That's all right. Hey, at least I'm on long enough for you to pop in. So, what's your final words? What do you expect about tomorrow's game?
We need to come at him full force. Hartenstein better not have too much significant damage to where he can play. But if he does, we may be forced to put Mitch back in the front line. Something we don't want to do.
Okay. I hear you. Oh, and shout out to Knicks 100. That's a good point. That is a good point, guys. Listen, the Knicks, the Spurs are a different kind of bad team. They have the ultimate mismatch. It's very true. Like the Spurs are a bad team, not because they're not well coached, not because they don't have some talent. They may not have enough talent to sustain winning consistently, but it's about the fact they're a young, inexperienced team that's learning how to play. And but they got some weapons over there, and they got like Knicks 100 said, they have the ultimate mismatch. Wemby is a problem, and once again, going back to what I said, that we know. You don't know what Wemby you're going to get. You might get the regular Wemby that, it looks like everybody else, or you might get the special Wemby. The Knicks got the special Wemby last night. He was on one. So,
yeah, with a little home cooking.
Yeah. So, Finger, any final words, my brother?
Yeah, forget about last night's game, moving on to this one. It's a learning experience, and I know people hate to hear that, but for guys like Precious, he was in the championship. He got a ring, but he didn't play. So he's learning. He's been asked to do more than he did in Toronto. So keep that in mind. He's actually coming along and growing and getting better. Tomorrow's going to be a really tough game. What do I expect? I expect to win. I'm just gonna say it. I expect a win, and the most important thing is it's not about we took a loss. Now see how the team responds to a tough, hard loss that was in a playoff type atmosphere. The way they played the game. So we'll look for another game like that tomorrow. I look for all hands to come up and show up and show out. Play tough grind out game and bring in a W. I don't care if it's by 1 point or it's a blowout, as long as it's a W.
Same here.
I agree. I'm with you 100%, man. OKC is a really deep team. Shout out to Dwayne Dennis. That's a fact. Yeah. That's hey, that's another thing, guys. Last thing. That's another thing. OKC is not, at least not now. When they get into the playoffs, they may fall into the traditional 8-man, 9-man rotation thing. It may happen for them too. They play a little bit more of their players. So, and they got a good overall squad with some guys who are healthy and young, energetic, run up and down the court that can make it tougher for teams. That's what I noticed when the Knicks first played them. They are young, they're fast, and they're playing good defense, and they're getting contributions from bench players. And sometimes some of them bench players are damn near better than some of their starters. You know what I mean? Like Jalen Williams, I don't know. Is Jalen a starter now? Or is he a bench?
Which is something that many teams like the Knicks.
I think he's still coming off the bench. He's still coming off the bench, Ron.
Go ahead, Mets. Let me check that out.
Which is what the Thunder possess is a quality that the majority of the teams in the league, in the association right now severely lack: bench depth.
Mm.
And that's what we got to deal with tonight.
Let me see here. Yeah, Jalen Williams is still coming off the bench.
Last time he gave bless you.
No. My apologies. No, that's a lie. He actually played. He started last night because you know who's hurt. I mean, not hurt, but you know who did. I don't know if he's hurt, but he didn't play.
SGA
didn't play. Dude, let me tell you something. Once again, guys, when I say this, understand as a Knicks fan and knowing what our Knicks team is when we're healthy, I'm not afraid of anybody. No team, not even the Celtics. But I will say OKC is dangerous. SGA didn't even play last night, and they blew out the Suns 128-103. That's saying something. You want to say, oh, well, maybe they didn't have the big three. No, Durant played, Beal played, Booker played. No SGA. They beat them 128-103.
Manhandle them.
Man. It's fascinating. I have to smile a little bit looking at how the NBA is changing and these younger teams are starting to really come into their own. I'm not happy about it being a Knicks fan because I keep you at bay, man. This is my time. It's my time for my Knicks. But I gotta say, it's interesting to see these young teams starting to come into their own finally. It's interesting.
I mean, it is interesting to see how the Thunder kind of like got shot put it into the light. How they, I would say amongst the fan base of NBA fans, but it's kind of like the media. Mainstream media still don't really talk about them. You know what I'm saying? They talk about them, but don't talk about them.
Right.
They're a really, really good team.
Right.
So they're overlooked. The record is speaking for itself. This is not something that you just made up. They are actually play good ball. Just like you look at our Knicks. Our Knicks play good ball, and we are where we are, and we've been injured. So again, that's why I don't really pay attention to a lot of the talking heads. I'm always, I'm looking at with your show, still Knicks fan, Jay Ellis, Nick of Time, shout out to my man, Freeze, shout, for the love of the game, S Guy, all of the Knicks fans out here, all the all the other Knicks content. This is where you look, because that's the only way you're gonna really get the real deal, real news from that. You can't trust. Well, I'm not gonna say can't trust, but they overlook because they don't really put it out. And this is where we had to get our information from. Got in the fan base in the chat, we get the information from. to know what's going on. So we're a good, solid team. But it's just, you know, I do give the Thunder their props on how they were put together and as fast, as quickly as they were put together. And all the other weaponry they got to make other moves. That really amazes me. A warehouse full of picks. I still think they got almost 30 picks. Something
yeah, between ones and twos, yeah.
Yeah.
They got a lot of picks. A lot of picks.
Something crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Mets. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, man. Hey, that's what it is. So, Finger, I agree. It's just crazy, man. But listen, we're gonna get another firsthand look at them tomorrow. Let's go Knicks. Let's hope they get the victory and do what they got to do against a really tough team. This is a tough test for the Knicks, at least to show that they can run with this young, energetic, defensive-minded, but offensively talented, athletic team. Damn, that was a lot. That's a mouthful. Look at all them things that OKC is. Whew, that's tough. Okay, man. Well, I thank you guys for being here once again. I appreciate the time y'all spend here supporting the show. Shout out to everybody who has been here rocking and rolling with us. We are at 63 likes. It's 93 people watching, but not everybody's on YouTube. So that like number, I don't really expect it to go up. We got 62 people watching on YouTube. So it's hard to have a lot more likes than how many people are watching, unless people came in and came out. But so I appreciate you guys. Thank you for continuing to support the show. Thank you for supporting the content and everything we've got going on. Please stay tuned. You can, always catch us, as I like to say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knicks fans. We'll be back again, whether it be on Saturdays at 11:30-ish. Sorry, I was a little late today, but I was trying to put that J Boogie video up, which I'm about to show you guys again on the way out. Then you can also catch us on Monday nights at 9 p.m. with myself, my brother John, and my brother Jose on the ones and twos, holding us down in the back. And then also you can catch me again on, depending on when the Knicks play, on Thursday nights or on Friday nights for the NBA wrap-up on Nothing But Knicks, and or the wrap-up on the Front Stoop channel with my guy Eru, the diehard Eru for y'all that we've been rocking and doing a hip-hop show. And we're hoping to do a little more content on the Front Stoop and really get the Front Stoop going again, because it's a great channel with 40,000 subscribers. But it's just that there's so much things going on with Knick content and Nothing But Knicks and stuff. So, got to get back into flooding that channel with content and building it up and building up shows over there to get the eyes back on it. So, yeah, man. So please support and show love to everything we got going on. And thank you once again to my guests that have been on Mets 2128, my guy Jay Ellis and the Nick of Time Show. Please show support to everything they got going on. Nick of Time Show featuring Jay Ellis, my guy Ryan Lee Escobedo, and the bad Nick fan Miss Ebony herself. You know what I mean? Please show them love, and shout out to my guy Fritz in the ones and twos, holding them down over there. And also I want to say a special shout out to my guy Soul Finger for being here and holding it down with me, brother. Always good. It's been a little minute. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to get into another vibes one of these days, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
I'm
pretty hit up fine. So we're gonna get the vibes going. And definitely gotta get you in on that again, Ron. It was always
appreciate you, brother.
Talk about the music and stuff. And we're gonna be doing some vibes, talking about some, not only just music, we're gonna bring up some movies. We got a couple of movies we're going to bring up, one of which is Road to Perdition. That's something we hadn't talked about yet.
Right.
We've been meaning to get to that, and we're going to go back and redo and finish up Boys in the Hood. That's something we started, couldn't get past the first stands because it was just so much we was unpacking. But the music, we definitely, how we are about music, and it's still a great debate about Jay Dilla. For whatever reason, Freezy just won't let it go.
That conversation about Jay Dilla is gonna go on forever, man. Yeah, man. Once again, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being here, man, and showing love to the show. Let me take y'all out with the outro and a little Jay Boogie flow, man. Let's get it. We out, man. Catch you on the next one. Shout out to Jay Boogie once again for putting together this Frazier joint. Salute to Mr. Clyde Walt Frazier. Happy birthday to him once again. Yesterday was his birthday.
Happy
79
birthday to
years
the
old.
great one.
Yes,
great.
Man. Salute.
Clyde
Salute.
Frazier.
And shout out to Carlton Thomas. I know you just came in, man. Replay gang, man. Watch the replay. See what you missed if you have some time. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in, man. All right. We out.
One of the league's magnificent clutch performance, Walt Clyde Frazier.
This Clyde basketball, he let us play with it.
I want to talk to the legend.
Once you learn words, you can kind of become like a rapper. You can kind of rhyme anything that's going on.
So what you saying?
They're dishing and swishing.
What?
Penetrating
This
creative.
my Clyde. I'm fresh to death when I dress in my Frazier. I'm tailored with the suit and tie. Player. From head to toe, man, I'm so clean. Balling out, looking like I'm on the Knicks. I'm Mr. I'm 365, fresh fly with different gear. Clyde, what that mean? Different outfit every day of the year. I'm the one that bought the G when they made the Q. You get it? That's another suit. Them Taylor shoes, my nigga logos, colors orange, blue. That first NBA player that bought the rolls through. Fedora on when they label me the style guard. That MVP all-star playing point guard. 1975, you better check the ride. With no Taylors or Nikes, I had the Puma Clydes. I'm custom made, living like the NBA pro man. I stay fitted, get Victor, I need some more hands. My dress code stayed normal like a fashion show. So when I step on the run, I gotta walk slow. So daddy cool when I move in a slow run. And my closet side look like I stepped on the city bus. I'm fresh to death when I dress in my Frazier. I'm tailored with the suit and tie. Player. From head to toe, man, I'm so clean. Balling out, looking like I'm on the Knicks team.
Walt Frazier? Who's Walt Frazier? Oh, Clyde. Nobody calls him Walt. Everybody calls him Clyde.